What's up, cursory cultists? Kick-ass name, buddy. Hey, Master Narsh. Sash Channel, good to see you guys. Blackheart, how you doing? Sir Tilt. Hey, Manu. The Lunar Kuma. Alex Tut, haven't seen you in a minute. How you been, buddy? My screens are big words. Oh, hang on, I gotta fix that. There we go. Glass half full, true. Oops, I dropped it. Some good info this morning. Yep. Haven't seen video yet, so no spoilers, please. We'll jump in here in just a minute. Big update to cover, huh? Thanks for the stretch save. Oh, what's up, Kamo-sama? No problem, Cursory. We just the same situation as Light 10A. What, everybody says she's going to end the world and she's only just kind of mid in that Light 10A? All right, guys. So let's just not dally. Let's just talk about the news. That's what we're all here for, right? Should we wait for more people to roll in? Let's go do one Guild War fight while we wait for people to roll in so that we can so that I don't have a whole bunch of I just got here, what's happened. You're just here for the hat. Nice. What's up, Renault? Let me see. Nakir. Let's see. What are we fighting here today? So we just cleave the top. Yeah, we just totally cleave the top. And the bottom. Ew. While I'm doing guild versus guild, you're doing Abyss. What's up, Jacko? You can try my comp for the bottom. Sure. What's your comp for the bottom? Because I was totally going to use Sinji to like eat all of this and not care. I was just trying to trigger out a third. Yulha Grass Red Cigarette. I took gear off Red Cigarette. I guess I could put gear back on her real quick. Yeah, the problem is Hecate's not out yet. Let's see. Will this do the job? Does this pass your sniff test, Sir Tilt? Okay. We will see. Yeah, reversal's not a good set for Ross. You lose so much damage taking him off Destro. Reversal's only good on 2 units. Thoughts on the new Diene? We'll go over here in a few minutes. What the I speed RNG'd myself. I've got to slow my Aram down. This must have been absolute worst speed RNG. I thought I had this tuned perfectly. She has never cut before. Shit. Well, proof of valor, right? Okay, I think we're fine after that hit. Stray's too good. Alrighty, so we got to take her out, right? Here we go. 15%ed. Good job. Yeah, without a book, this is terrible, man. You know, in Guild Wars, 15% is actually 60%. And now we lose. She's got a... Oh, she doesn't have a freaking strip on her S2? God, this unit's terrible. Can you collapse Ras? She does have a strip. Yeah. So yeah, it's just terrible. She's just a bad, it's just a bad. I mean, if I had a soul to burn, sure, but not having souls kind of ruined this. Can we collapse his Ras? Okay. I didn't think so. I guess we'll collapse Yulha then. No, if we got 15%, do you think we aren't going to get 50%ed, Beardy? I don't even know why I'm still in this fight. This was not a good idea without a book. I like what you're thinking, but never take a team that relies on not 15%ing. All right, never ever go into a team with something that is RNG dependent like that. It does not end well. Am I stuttering? Am I dropping frames, guys? Well, yeah, he was superhumanized. My brother, I like RNG. No, not in Guild Wars. It's a good way to have that happen. It's just throwing Mystics away if you take RNG into Guild Wars. You always go with a non-RNG team. Alrighty. But I do appreciate the comp. It was nice trying something different and reaffirming myself that I just need to take gear off Sigrid because she's not a real unit. Okay, with this done. Get this. Last non-wish list summon. Sweet. On headhunt, if you get the hero you want your first day, do you still get the MS selector? No. It's one or the other. The ML selector is just a mulligan for people who have the worst luck at the end. Okay, daily stuff out of the way. Let's go check out the news. All right, guys, it's Wednesday, so we got a news drop, and boy, is today a big day. So after Maintenance Day, the 18th, this is the big day where everything's changing in Epic 7, hopefully for the better. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so PC client exclusives, limited time extra discounts. Guys, if you download the PC client link in the description of this video, you can get additional discounts. Instead of the normal 3% discount, you will get a 10% discount on selected packs. So use their client and save. What else we got? Hecate and Tome of Life. Tome of Life's End. Limited draw. I keep forgetting she's a Reaper. Okay, so we went over Hecate. She looks really, really strong. Everyone's like, oh, but she was nerfed. She was actually buffed by being nerfed. Let me explain. In her original form, the game would have been a garbage shit show on an order like nothing we've seen before. She was designed to stop the Maid Ruel Celine meta, to be a foil against the Revive meta, to stop all that BS from happening, and all she would do is become part of the problem with the way she was. So the change to her, where now she blocks rays for both teams and not just for the enemy team, allows her to work in her original design purpose, to be an answer, not part of the problem. And that's what I mean by a buff. She got nerfed so the game could be buffed, so the playability could be buffed, so the enjoyment could be buffed. It's an actual buff to fun. So yeah, I did a whole video about her and about how she works. You guys can check that out at your leisure. She will be showing up on the 18th, right after maintenance, limited rate up summon. Moonlight Hero Recruitment Event. This is the headhunt event, guys. This starts as soon as maintenance is over. It goes live. It looks like it'll be live until February. So we're getting the full 60-day run, guys. Full 60 days from the moment you hit the participate button. That means halfway through it, it'll go past this end date, right? This is just when you can start. And once you start it, you get a full 60 days to finish it off. So if you show up a little bit late, it's not so bad. If you meet the hero acquisition conditions after the 60-day time elapsed during the event, there'll be an extended 7 days to allow you to earn points to exchange the hero. So 7-day grace period if you go over. I might have done a video recently on how headhunt works and another video on who I'd recommend you pick. You guys should check those videos out. But the big changes from previous headhunt seasons is you can only lock in 4 heroes. But when you get to the end, if you have the absolute worst luck possible, there is the ability to select the hero that you want. You unlock this at the end of the event, and you can just select the hero you want, so that if you never find the hero you're looking for, you'll have to wait till the end of the event. It'll be a minute, but you'll eventually get the hero you want. But most people should be able to proc the hero they want early, and all the extra currency that you get, all the extra currency you can spend in a Moonlight shop that's loaded with goodies. So it is a really, really nice event, guys. Make sure you log in every day to get your rewards to do it. And one of the big concerns is that make sure you don't do your weekly Orbis guide stuff, right? Because most of the coinage came from collecting this weekly reputation and stuff. It's probably okay now. That used to be a big issue, but last headhunt season, they addressed it where it was backwards compatible and grandfathered you in. So if you collected it, it didn't punish you. I suspect that will carry over to this season, but if you want to play better safe than sorry, don't collect the last two, the 100 and the 120. Those are the ones that gave you points for headhunt. That is coming right after maintenance. It starts. Now, I mean, just because headhunt starts on the 18th doesn't mean you get your ML5 on the 18th. You probably won't get your ML5 your dreams until sometime in January. That's usually, it takes at least 20 days, to get to the point where at the early you can unlock your hero and select it. So it's designed to be a long drawn out process. I know everybody's excited, but pace yourself. And that 20 days is good because remember, on January 2nd, we'll have a balance patch announcement and we'll see what heroes are getting buffed. And maybe don't lock in your hero and select it until you've seen who's getting a buff on the 2nd. You certainly don't want to like maybe pass up on Astromancer Elena and have her get the Great Mortelix treatment to where she becomes the most broken unit in the game. So maybe hold out and see what's coming up. What else do we have? Covenant Summon Renewal Celebration 14-day check-in event. Select and summon your desired heroes in Covenant Summons to celebrate the Wishlist update. We prepared a 14-day check-in event. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be these special summons. These are basically just Covenant bookmarks that are temporary, right? They have an expiration. You got to spend them, use them, or lose them kind of a thing. The big question is, can these be used on banners or are they usable only on Cov summons? I suspect they're only going to be usable on raw Cov summons, not on banners. That makes sense to me, but they don't say one way or the other, so we'll have to see. But I think they're just temporary bookmarks and they probably only are used on the Covenant summon thing. So, you know, free daily login to give you these. The whole point is to get you interested in doing regular Covenant summons to maybe, you know, try out the wish list system, see if you like it. Onward and upward. What other news do we have? Reaper's Holy Night special pack sales notice, guys. Is it once in a lifetime packs for Hecate? Yep, once in a lifetime packs for Hecate. There's the gear. Okay, so what do we got? Pack number 1, PC exclusive. You can only buy this on the PC client. 10 summons, 210 leafs. This is the foot in the door pack. These are usually around $10. And if it's $10, it's a decent deal. If it's $5, it's a steal. But these are to encourage you to swipe your credit card, get used to spending, and get used to doing it on the PC client. You will not be able to get this pack on mobile. It is what it is. They're trying to encourage you to spend on a platform that makes them more profit. Reaper's Holy Night pack. So 30 free summons, growth boost currency selection test. Growth boost currency, that's going to be a bottle of knowledge or a, not bottle of shit. That's going to be a, what are those called? An awakening elixir or a, I can never remember what those damn things are called. Help me out here, guys. Does it show me down here? It's the thing that like automatically levels you. Potion of Ascension. Thank you. I was calling it Bottle of Knowledge. Okay, so the growth boost currency selector chest is a Potion of Ascension or an Awakening Elixir. The kind of thing that doesn't matter to endgame players, but is giga value to new players. So this is, again, targeted at new players who will thrive with the additional Cov summons every single day from the wish list and will love having these things that help them 6-star and awaken their units faster, and 10 bookmarks, nice little thing. This is going to be cheap. This is going to be probably $10. Yeah, I don't see this being more than $10. It could even be $5. This is a get those free to play new players and turn them into responsible Dolphins pack. Late game players probably will pass on this, but for new games, it's got pretty good value. The Reaper Holy Night pack equipment pack. Speed and immunity set for Hecate. We just have to see the quality of the gear. These are usually $30 to $50 depending on the quality of the gear. Based on what else is in here, I'm thinking this is going to be $30. And whether or not it's worth it depends on the quality of the gear. Usually the gear is somewhat mediocre and it's really worth it for brand new players. It's kind of okay for under 1 year players, mid-game players, and then late and end-game players, it's a hard pass because the gear, it's all going to be 88 gear score, 88 gear, which is pretty mediocre 88 gear. You just have to look at the stats and see if you've got anything better and decide if it's worth your cash. The majority of the veterans will poo-poo on this, but for new players, sometimes these packs can be really good. One of the biggest complaints I hear is, hey, I joined the game, I pulled the units, and I can't gear them. Welcome to Epic 7. This is a gear-driven game, not a unit-driven game, and gear is everything. And the big packs, special pack number 1 and special pack number 2. Excuse me. 20 speed pieces. More likely 17 speed pieces. Let me see here. Ooh. Okay, so 10 Molagora. Special supply chests. I wonder what's in a special supply chest. 90 bookmarks, 30. And you can buy it twice. Growth currency, booster selection chests. So this is, again, the Potion of Ascension and Awakening Elixir. And a Netherworldly Crown. So probably one really giga good piece of gear to encourage you to buy it. It all depends on this Netherworld Crown, right? How good is this piece of gear? If this piece of gear is insane, it might suddenly make this valuable. If this is like a 20 speed crown or something, I'm going to complain because I don't like them selling that level of advantage. But gotta wait and see on this one. My money on this would be that this is a $50 pack, depending on this crown. And I think it's overpriced at that. I think it's worth about $30. I'll have to see. You think, oh, is the crown an imprint? Oh, shit. An imprint for Hecate? Interesting. An imprint for a limited unit. If that's an imprint, so, yeah. If that's an imprint, then this is for sure a $50 pack because you have to spend $100 to get that imprint. And down here, we have a Transcendence currency. So this is either a bottle or a slate, your choice. 12 of the special supply chests. 210. Yeah, so I mean, this, as soon as you see this, you know it's a $100 pack. These only appear in $100 packs. So yeah, it's a $50 and $100 pack. And I bet you're right. This is going to be an imprint for Hecate. And of course, this could have a Slate Wizard imprint for anybody. It never really tells us what's in the special supply chests. People are saying they think it's going to be like Leafs or Sky Stones. We'll have to see. All right, guys. The packs don't blow me away. They seem, in a world of packs, these are definitely packs. Hey, Noble Silas, thank you so much for the sub. I'm not overly impressed by these packs. Honestly, I expected a little something better for the holidays. But, yeah, you know what? I mean, if you want to get them, get them. You want to spend. There's nothing here that's an extreme good deal. Nothing here that makes me go, oh, damn, I need to buy that. These just look like normal packs. All right, what else we got? Maintenance tonight. We'll be having a podcast tonight. We'll be joined by I'm Sue, of course. Anya will be joining us to talk about the tournament. He played in all 3 of the 4 tournaments that happened so far. Give us his take on that. We might have Valky back on to talk about not just the tournaments, but also some of these changes, because I'm told that Diene is an aggro hero, and I don't know anybody that knows more about aggro than Valky. I know he was on last week, but I think he would be perfect for this, so we'll see how he responds. If not, I'll find you somebody else. Okay, content update, guys. Here's the big one. Let's go check it out. Hello, heirs. This is GM Dominio. Let's take a look at what we have in store for you in this week's update. The update details provided in this notice are subject to change. Players will be able to view these updates after maintenance on 12/18. Let's go check out our 1-minute summary, guys. Oh! Which is 1 minute and 40 seconds. Let's go.
futile resistance.
Fall before your inescapable fate. No escaping a Reaper's scythe.
Okay, I know I'm obsessing, and I know I just need to get over it. I've been told this, right? But how can Hecate have such huge freaking hips?
Such futile resistance.
And have no ass whatsoever? Right? I mean, no ass. She's got all these leather straps and belts and stuff to hold her pants up, because without it, her pants will just fall down.
Fall before your inescapable fate. No escaping a Reaper's scythe.
Love her voice actress.
You better run far, far away. Or the
Before the police catch you. Why does Diene sound like you should be worried that the FBI is going to be banging at your door, guys?
way. Or the scary wolf will get you.
Yo, the wolf's cool. Not a huge fan of the voice that they decided to give Diene, but I guess she's very young in this story. Dude, look at that wolf. There's no way the wolf's a good guy.
I'm nervous.
It's Noyus, apparently. You think the wolf is a manifestation of Noyus? I kind of like that.
Think I can play my part, Noe?
Okay, so Diene is just being revealed. She is not coming out on the 18th. She is coming out, I believe, if my math is right, Diene's banner should go live on January 1st. But we're getting the Aki side story, or side expedition. Oh, hell yeah. Landy is getting exclusive equipment, guys, right on the cusp of the new warfare rules that make Rangers super heckin' tanky. Landy might be back on the rise. And guard Captain Karl. He was like the bee's knees for a few months, and then he kind of vanished. So maybe Karl's going to get a little bit of a glow up. Main episode UI improvements. I still miss the maps, but it is what it is. Covenant wish list. Those of you who worry that Setsuko would be too new. Nah, they're saying if they're available from Covenants, they are available on your wish list, which ironically would mean, yeah, you know what? Banner units don't drop into the Covenant pool till after the banner is gone. So even if you miss a unit, right, you summon and you just don't get the unit you want, as soon as their banner is over, you can wish list them and maybe pick them up through your Covenant summons. That's kind of nice. I kind of like that. Remember, limited units will never be wish listable. The new in-game fribbles is being improved. I like this change, going to a 6-dot slider. Seasonal battle content. So Hall of Trials, Advent, and Tower of Automation are coming back. That means Expeditions is gone. Trial of Constellations is gone. Rift is gone. Otherworldly's gone. We'll see what they say about this further down. Hopefully they address this. Okay, they're putting out an epic pass that's loaded with these temporary Covenant bookmarks. So, I'm still not 100% sure how these bookmarks work. I suspect that they're going to be only usable on raw Covenant summons and not be usable on banners. They're definitely a limited time bookmark. We'll see what the update says, if the update has more about this and how much this pass costs. God damn it, Smilegate. Over Christmas and New Year's, you're doing the biggest group organizational, gotta have all hands on deck, work together, collaboration thing at a time when nobody is going to be hanging out in their guild and spending hours in Discord chat setting this kind of stuff up over the holidays. This is the most stupid, annoying, tone-deaf thing I think I've seen in a long time from you guys. Guilds struggle to get people into them. They are always desperate to find new members. It is a time when it is hard to get people to join guilds, and Ancient Inheritance is one of the things that people get excited for, being in a good active guild and being in a guild that it communicates and stuff. And now you're doing it at a time when nobody, like, you need like 8 or 10 people minimum to clear Ancient Inheritance for an average guild. 8 or 10 hands on deck active people. And guilds still sometimes struggle to complete all the rewards. Now add to that, probably 30-40% of those people aren't going to be able to play intensively enough to do this. This is terrible, Smilegate. I implore you to push this back a week, because otherwise I'm not going to do it. I won't be here for it. I might be able to do it passively on my phone while I'm in the bathroom, but I'm not going to be able to do Ancient Inheritance. Best, I'll be able to do a little promo video explaining it to people and saying good luck. This is terrible timing. I hate this. Hecate's side story starts on the 25th, guys, not the 18th. So this is a bit of ways away. New arena season starting on January 5th. I wonder if we'll get more arena story. Remember how last time the arena season started and we didn't get any arena story? Hopefully they bring back the arena story. Best story in Epic 7. Okay, Hecate, even though her story doesn't start until Christmas, her banner starts right after maintenance. Yo, Christmas Miracle, you guys can pull for Fene and Violet on January 1st. Yep, January 1st, what'd I say? So Diene is coming with January 1st, and of course she's with a furry. Is that not the best freaking unit for her to be on banner with? Canonically, isn't that the best banner for her to be on there? Ow. All right, guys. An elegy for a dying frame. Elegy is different than a eulogy, by the way. I had to Google it to find out, right? A eulogy is like a written dedication specifically to memorialize somebody, whereas an elegy is like a less formal, more like a poem or a story about a person, but it's not like read at a funeral or at a dedication. They both are basically a dedication and a memory for somebody. So yeah, thanks Google. I learned a new word today. An elegy for a dying flame. The fifth world restored. Diene is a shepherd girl from northern Azera. Treats a wounded black wolf she meets in the dark forest. Through this connection, she becomes a spirit lord inheritor and embarks on a journey towards the world tree. I think the wolf is not going to be Noyes, but I think Noyes is going to work through the wolf, and that Diene's going to have gotten Noyes's attention that way, but we'll see. So yeah, you got to clear chapter 6 for Hope to access this. Remember they said that, right? It's like all you have to do is clear episode 1, because one of the changes to the system was you'll now have access to all of the stories in Epic 7 once you clear episode 6 for Hope. You can obtain 1 leaf. Oh, yeah. You can obtain a leaf by watching the thing. It looks like there'll be 4 chapters unlocked in the Aki Elegy for Dying Flame story on release. We'll probably get the rest of them later. Okay, seasonal battle content update. This is the one that people are most nervous about, right? This is Is Smilegate's content taking away content yet again, or is this actually a good change? So let's see. I don't see an arrow over here, guys. I don't see any kind of arrow or slider or anything, so I think it's just these 3 things. So we've got Automation Tower, we've got Kiss of Frost Advent, and we got Hall of Trials, and I don't see anything else. Yeah. Okay. So from the 18th till the 8th, these are the seasonal contents that are out there. Yeah, Constellation just went poof, didn't it? The devices appearing in the automation tower will change each season. You can assign pets to the Advent battle team mode, but pet skills will not apply. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Utter BS. So they nerfed Advent because you used to use the additional currency pet to get additional currency in Advent. Now they're saying you can do Advent, but you can't earn currency as fast. Man, what a sneaky little stealth nerf just to make us have to spend more stamina on Advent by taking a percentage of our currency away. Lame, Smilegate, lame. You talk about wanting to make the game less grindy and then you sneak in some bullshit that makes it more grindy. Big L. Not a big L, but still an L, right? I mean, why do things that do not make you money and annoy the piss out of the community? Way to Smilegate all over Advent. The item, Epic Modification Selection Chest. Okay, so, the epic modification gems, these are the ones that always modify to maximum, and they are not substat dependent. They're set dependent, but not substat dependent. Or maybe I had that backwards. But anyway, they will be added and obtainable by clearing Advent Hell difficulty or purchasing from the shop. They don't mean with money, guys. They mean purchasing it from the Advent shop. You'll be able to buy one from the Advent shop, and you'll be able to get one for clearing Hell difficulty. So at least a couple of these mod gems. Hopefully they make these things more common. If they meet these things out like slates, it's not really going to address the problem. Resonance effects that increase your team's damage dealt when the boss becomes exhausted will be added to Hall of Trials. Okay. So when we use Resonant Heroes, yeah. When we use Resonant Heroes, and it looks like only one resonant effect will apply. So you want to use at least one of the Resonance Heroes to do more damage to Hall of Trials. The number of time Hall of Trials boss can become exhausted will be reduced from 3 to 2. So there's only going to be 2 break phases now instead of 3 break phases. They're going to up the amount of damage you do and speed Hall of Trials up, so you only have to get to 2 break phases. I giga like this because that reduces the ones that are bullshit RNG where you have to have certain things happen a specific way and you got to speed tune it perfectly. This will make speed tuning easier. This will make RNG easier to handle, and it'll make Hall of Trials be quicker. Everything about this so far I'm liking. The Hall of Trials boss Berserk count has been reduced from 16 to 11 turns. That makes sense. We're reducing the amount of times the amount of times they go into the break phase by a third, so we're reducing the amount of times it takes them to go berserk by a third. This really shouldn't impact anything. The Hall of Trials exchange will be removed, and the exclusive equipment can now be crafted in the Steel Workshop. Oh, and items previously sold at Hall of Trials exchange will be purchased in Shop Hall of Trials. Okay, so we're adding a Hall of Trials shop to the shop tab, so you can go in and buy your Xeno. I know you guys were worried you weren't going to be able to get your Xeno while Hall of Trials was locked away. And exclusive equipment will be part of the Steel Workshop. So even though Hall of Trials, even if Hall of Trials goes off rotation for 3 weeks, you'll still be able to go and craft your stuff. Items available from Trial of Constellations may be purchased through Shop Trial of Constellations. So they're pretty much just saying Trial of Constellations is going away, is going to be rotated out, because they're giving you a way to buy stuff through a shop when Constellations is dark. So it really is looking like it, guys. It really is looking like this is a dirty lie. So get your Constellations done, because all signs so far are pointing to Constellations being gone. So no, don't just do your stuff. Make sure you buy your Mole Agora too, and your charms. You spend your coins, because it does not look like this shop is going to be, or it does not look like this shop will be sticking around, and we don't know if the coins will transfer from season to season. There's a pretty good chance the coins will not transfer from season to season. So get your currency spent while you can. Get your Molagora tree done while you can. And get your constellations beaten while you can. Yeah, the shop says 16 hours. But this says 1 month. So unless we haven't come up on something yet, the fact that they've moving the shop out, maybe Constellation will still be up, right? It does say 1 month. Maybe they aren't lying to us. Maybe they're just going to move it somewhere else. I don't know. The items available in the shop will be refreshed. Okay, so items in the shop will be refreshed. We don't know if the currency will be refreshed. I'm assuming probably better safe than sorry. Spend it. The items will be refreshed, means we're going to get new gear, new sets, new stuff to buy. Alrighty, guys. The Shadow Information Broker request. So this is the battle pass that is supposed to compensate for content being gone. Like, oh, I can't do expeditions this month. Oh, I can't do Hall of Trials this, or not month, but 3-week rotation. Oh, I can't do, these certain things, these 3-week rotations. Well, what about the loot? Like, what if Hall of Trials went away for 3 weeks? How do I get my wisdom gazes? Things like that. So they are adding a Shadow Broker information shop, and the Shadow Broker is going to the Shadow Broker is going to send you on missions, and the missions are called requests, and there'll be a request list and a special request list. Okay, the request list will probably be like daily level stuff or easy stuff to do, and the special request list will probably be weekly stuff or hard stuff to do. And when you do these things, you'll get currency. When you do these things, you'll get experience points, which will rank you up. And as you rank up, you get this currency, and you can use this currency in the shop to buy the things that you're missing. Now, not only are some of the things you're missing here, like, hey, look, there's some Hall of Trials currency. Here's some Molagoras and Charms that maybe you didn't get because you couldn't do the expedition shop, right? All that stuff's here, and then the currency that you earn, you can spend down here to buy targeted specific things that you want that maybe you missed out on. Like, look at that. There's a speed chest that you would have maybe gotten from something. I don't know. Here's blue boxes that you aren't getting from Expedition. Basically a way for you able to buy the things. Now, I don't like that it's only 20 of these. I hope there's more of these somewhere else, because if so, this means that people who place top 100 in Hall of Trials are going to get 50% of their normal currency. This is, per season being 3 weeks. This means I only get 20 of these when I normally would have gotten 40 from doing Hall of Trials placing top 100. So, yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this goes. They said if it's not generous enough, if people feel like they're missing stuff, they will adjust it. And if people feel like it's, well, they aren't going to adjust if it's too generous, but they are going to keep their eyes on to make sure that the flow of content and the flow of rewards is unimpacted or better. So just let's give it a chance and see how it goes. Do remember that even though this is phrased as a battle pass, there is no spending on this. You don't unlock anything with Sky Stones. You don't spend real money. This is just a it's very similar to this, right? It's very similar to this. Oh, this closed. Well, remember this, where like you would do the daily things and you would get that currency, and you could go down here and spend the currency in the shop. It's basically the same kind of a thing. It's not a battle pass. I mean, it is a battle pass, but it's not a paid pass. But we'll see. This is their way to address removing some content so that they can start cycling in content without overloading us and making sure we maintain our rewards. What else do we have? The Covenant wish list. So this is where you can wish list 7 heroes and 7 artifacts. And yes, Setsuka's in there. That means the instant somebody's banner goes away, you can wish list them if you missed out on them or skipped them. And that's kind of nice. If there's a unit that's like, she's kind of good, but I don't want to spend bookmarks. There's a limited coming up. It's like you can totally skip them and then wish list them, and maybe you luck stack them later. It's no guarantee, but at least gives you some avenue other than just being stupid lucky or waiting for a banner to come out again. So this is a really, really nice system. You can only wish list non-limited, non-collab, red, green, blue units, not ML. And this is how you do it. You just stack up the 7 units and the 7 artifacts, and they do not have to match. Right? You notice Fene's artifact is not over here. We got Lydica's artifact, or sorry, we have Fenris's artifact, but we got Kral's artifact. Not Kral, Charlotte's artifact, but no Charlotte. Charlotte? Who the hell is Holy Sack? Is it Kral? Anyway, mix and match however you want. And the new summon currency usable for Covenant summons. That tells you right there. This cannot be used on banners. Okay? You cannot use this on banners. These are a special bookmark that can only be used for Cov summons. And it's their way to kind of get you excited about summoning on your wish list. Does not appear to be any expiration date on it. It's just they're going to be, you know, regular bookmarks you can use anywhere, whereas these bookmarks you can only use on Cov summons. New hero Hecate is coming out on the 18th. Big hips, no butt. I'm picking on her, but she's absolutely beautiful. I did kind of like the original artifact art a little bit better, but she is very, very nicely drawn. And her voice acting is amazing. Still a very, very strong unit. She's a limited unit. Yes, I think she's a must pull just because she's a limited unit. Also because she defeats one of the most unfun parts of the meta right now. So I think she is a unit you're going to want on your team. And if you have the means, I highly recommend it. New limited artifact, Tome of Life. Non-crit hit increases damage up to 20% and deals additional damage proportional to the target's proportional to the caster's attack to the target. It's a nice artifact. It'll be good on her. Again, limited. Pick one up. I think it's decent. Warriors are a little bit tough because so many good artifacts are in the warrior class. She beats who again? Maid, Ruel, Celine, Yoha, anybody that revives. The boring meta. All right, guys, here we go. 2 new exclusive equipments out of the blue. Landy and Karl. So Landy, oh, hell yeah. Landy's getting a crit chance, guys. So Landy just became a lot easier to build. And let's see. Chief is on the scene at the start of the turn. When Fighting Spirit is full, dispels all debuffs. Win. Holy shit, guys. Landy just got Better Sweet Miracle. Better Sweet Miracle. On her turn, full cleanse. Is she sealed? That gets cleansed. Block? That gets cleansed. Stun, sleep? That gets cleansed. It's not a passive. There's no cooldowns. Nothing. It's Sweet Miracle, but instead of 1 debuff randomly from anybody, instead of 1 debuff from her, it's all debuffs from her. Wow. That's huge. So you aren't controlling Landy. And remember, if you are playing champs and above RTA, I think Landy with this artifact is now practically a must-pick, must-ban into the warfare rules, where rangers have 40% less damage, making Landy always had one of 2 big issues. If you built her tanky enough to survive, she didn't do damage, or she wasn't fast enough. And if you built her fast enough and did damage, she wasn't tanky enough to survive. Oh, is this her passive? The chief is on the scene? Hang on. It's passive. Okay, it can be sealed. Yeah, because it'll add the effect. The effect will appear in the language here. It'll actually add the verbiage of that exclusive equipment here. So yeah, you can seal it. Okay, balanced. So she's still vulnerable to seal. This is still really good though, guys. Sweet Miracle is immune to seal. This isn't, but this is still good. What else you got? When using full burst, if fighting spirit is full, penetrates by additional percent. With full burst effect, increases combat race by additional 5. It's still number 1, guys. It's the number 1 exclusive equipment with a bullet. It makes about the only thing you can do to stop Landy is going to be seal. I don't think it's trash divine. I think it's really heckin' good, but only into the warfare rule, right? This isn't going to change Landy's use in RTA, or sorry, it's going to change Landy's use into arena or guild wars or lower RTA. I think it's only going to be really good into the warfare rule. This exclusive equipment specifically ties into trying to make people pay attention to that ranger warfare rule. So it's broken in niche situations. Everywhere else, it's kind of not going to do much for Landy. Guard Captain Karl, he gets more defense. He's a defense scaler. And let's see, Crimson Flame. With Crimson Flame's effect, increases combat race by additional 5%. Comet makes the target unable to be buffed for 2 turns when using Comet. Okay. 2-turn buff block. Scorching Flame, increase done. Scorching Flame. So both of them only have 1 exclusive equipment, right? Karl has Scorching Flame. 20% damage boost to his already tank busting damage skill. Yeah. All day long. Karl kind of fell off because although he's a good tank buster, the way the meta is going around right now, sometimes he just doesn't kill. This will give him way more damage, way more defense. It's going to make Karl objectively better. I think the top 2 are very, very niche and kind of crappy. I think you want to go for Scorching Flare. And I think you want to go to Chief is on the scene for Landy. They're good. This isn't like BBK, Strays, Ahmed level meta changing exclusive equipments. They're just going to make them better in their jobs that they're already doing, and is going to make Landy possibly a meta pick into a warfare rule. But let's be honest, you don't see those warfare rules until you're a champ level and above. And I would say, I think I'm pretty safe to say that 90% of Epic 7's community is not champ or above. I know RTA is the most visible portion, but the majority of Epic 7 doesn't play RTA. And those that do, most of them are sub-champ, at least for the majority of the season. Oh yeah, Valky's going to be thrilled with Landy. But for the visible portion, this will be impactful, right? We're going to go out there and see Elf Mage and Higa and Light and, you know, all these heavy RTA streamers doing some stuff with this EE, I suspect. Karl, I don't know. We'll have to see. 20% more damage on Karl is pretty heavy duty. Oh, God. Okay, I will do a how to get ready for Ancient Inheritance video, and that's it. I don't know that I'll even be able to play this season because I got Christmas, then I'm going out of town to my home office to close down my business for the end of the year, do end of the year stuff to get ready for the new year, and then I'm on New Year's, and then AI's over. This is the dumbest time to do this. Tell me the gear's at least shit, right? They're not changing anything. It's all the same. Guild rewards given to all guild members via notice participation. Guild members who have not entered AI cannot receive the rewards. Yeah, none of that's changed. And oh, freaking awesome. It's speed set. It's the most important set in the game. The best gear in the game, the most important the most important gear in the game at a time when most people can't play the game. Good job, Smilegate. Well done. Do the right thing and push this up a week, Smilegate. This is really not okay. I know you're trying to shove out the content to make us feel like these changes aren't making it like there's nothing to do in E7, but push this up a week. It's unconscionable to do this across the holiday shutdown when most guilds are going to be going dark. Anyway, get into a good active guild. It's your only chance. Get into a guild that's got at least 10 people that can carry the rest of your sleeping guild's ass because, yikes. Speed set and HP set are two of the more important. Speed set's the most important set in the game, and HP is one of the most important 2-piece sets in the game. And it's going to be really hard to do this over the weekend. Oh, a real epic pass for real money or currency. Okay, so it's one of these. It's one of these. So this is going to be a Skystone epic pass, not a cash epic pass. And it looks like it's just going to have If you don't do anything, you're going to get 75 of these Covenant bookmarks. And if you do buy the premium, it's going to be 30, 60, 120, 170, 200. So 275 if you buy the premium, 200 if you don't. So an additional 200 for the premium. They show us how much the premium is. 200 bookmarks for 1900 Skystones. 200 bookmarks. So, so 20 10 pulls for 1900 Skystones. Nah. I would hard skip it. Because remember, there's no guarantee here. You're just summoning into your wish list and hoping that you're getting a 5-star. And that it's one of the people on the wish list you really want about. If these were usable on regular bookmarks for sure, or regular banners for sure. No, it's only 6 ranks. There's no arrow or slider, guys. It's only 6 ranks. They always show a little arrow if there's more ranks, or they will slide it over to half show a tier to let you know there's more. Yeah, there's no pity on covenants. This is just to get you involved with the new wish list system. And I think it's a little bit to bait newer players, because newer players are usually flushed with Skystones from doing the story. I don't recommend it. Not for 1900. Friggin' 2010 summons. I don't know, man. All right, what else we got? Okay, Arena is closing January 4th. Regular, this is not RTA, this is regular banner Arena, so the new season is starting. Hopefully we get more Arena story. Hecate is coming right after maintenance, and the Powder of Knowledge shop. Let's see, what do we got here? Abyssal Crown's pretty good. All you Harsetti abusers. What a stinky powder shop. So I guess you can save your powder. I tell you what, Song of Stars. I think Song of Stars is Sea Phantom Politis's sleeper best in slot. All right? Think about this for a minute. Let me take this gear back from the garbage can girl who can't kill anything. What happens when she does an S1? She dual attacks with the highest attack unit, right? And Song of Stars puts target, 100% chance to target, and artifacts ignore evasion. They proc on a miss. So she S1's miss, puts target on the enemy, and then whoever she drags with it kills the evasion unit, because now 50% of the evasion's gone. And more damage. I think it's stupid good. I think it's good. I think it's way better than Saria's artifact on her. Way better. But yeah, I mean, if you don't like evasion units, if you don't like units like Setska and Afternoon Soak Flan, I think this is a really, really good artifact on her. But that's just my little bit of a MLM to sell you guys today. I'm not in any way endorsing you going and spending powder on Song of Stars. It was just something I was pointing out. Other improvements and adjustments. So remember, they're changing it to where you only have to clear the initial episode to get immersed into Epic 7, and then you can literally go and do whatever stage you want. You can go do episode 5, you can go check out the Aki story, you can go do episode 3, you can bounce all over the map, so that's kind of nice. I do miss the map system, I really do. I get that this is more intuitive and easier for new players, but losing the maps just sucked some of the soul out of this. Yeah, you can totally skip episode 4. You don't have to watch my best friend's girlfriend won't sleep with me, so I'll sacrifice her to an elder god. There you go. I just summed up chapter 4 to you. Okay. So the tag system revamp, so you can tag in and out and in and out. I think one of the nicest things about this for new players is they can put a Soul Weaver as their friend unit, a healer is the friend unit, and when their team starts to get the shit kicked out of them, they tag out their DPS, heal up the whole team, tag their DPS back in. So I think it's got some neat tech uses, right? Some stat from World Elite Arena supported heroes will be revamped and exclusive equipment will be added. Okay. Wait. Some stats from some World Arena support heroes will be revamped. Wait a minute. Did they just sneak something in here on us? Because some of these World Arena heroes are lit. Did you guys look at this list? Look at this Bellion. Look at the stats on this 3F Bellion. That's a freaking legend tier Bellion. I hope they aren't nerfing some of these because they thought they were too good. Anyway. And exclusive equipment will be added. We'll have to see what this first part means. Maybe it's just bad Englishing that they're going to add the equipment and then that will impact the stats from the addition of the equipment because the equipment comes with stats on it. Maybe it's much ado about nothing. We'll have to wait and see. It's just for Guard Captain Karl. It's weird to say some heroes and have it only be for Karl. But I guess maybe. Spookwood added, stats changed. Yeah, you're right. It's just bad translation. They're going to change Karl's stats. Okay, so Super Bellion is still in place, guys. All right, the new equipment feature to help new players learn where equipment goes and that nobody's been playing for more than a year will use, but it's a really good way to like teach people the everybody's favorite game of who uses this piece of crap. Also, this is a unicorn. This doesn't really exist. There's no such thing as a pen piece that's got HP and attack on it where the rolls didn't split evenly into both of these stats. I refuse to believe this kind of thing exists. Every time I roll one of these, it's like, no, 2 rolls into HP, 2 rolls into health, and then 1 roll somewhere else every single time. Let's see. The UI is going to be changed to allow us selecting up to 4 substats when managing equipment. That is actually giga nice. To be able to target find a piece of gear you're missing. That's kind of nice. And, when you use this system, you will be able to lock out pieces of gear. So you can, like, let's say this piece of gear is on a unit you don't want to steal it from. You can lock it out and say, don't recommend this again, and then do the search again, and it'll find new gear with these pieces locked. So, yeah, and a 6-point slider instead of a 4-point slider. It's not going to replace Fribbles, guys. It's not going to replace Fribbles. It never will replace Fribbles. The RAM and GPU requirements of Fribbles for what it does is not going to be functional in-game, but this makes this significantly more usable, and I think it'll replace Fribbles for all but the most intensive min-maxing to get ready for RTA. I think this is wonderful for, like, I got to re-gear for this Guild Wars fight. I got to re-gear to do Hall of Trials. I got to re-gear to do Advent. I think this is great for that. So I'm glad they're expanding on and improving this system. All right, you will now be able to craft exclusive equipment in the Steel Workshop using Wisdom. Yeah, we know that. They're moving the EE stuff to the shop. Selling exclusive equipment for Covenant heroes will... For Covenant or 4-star Moonlight heroes will yield Wisdom Gaze fragments that can be used for the guaranteed crafting of exclusive equipment. Okay. You will now be able to immediately perform guaranteed crafting on newly added exclusive equipment. Oh, Oh. We no longer have to wait. There's no longer a cooldown. You will now be able to immediately perform guaranteed crafting for newly added EEs. Guys, no more cooldown. No more waiting for something else to come in so you can go back and craft. You'll immediately be able to craft Landy's exclusive equipment. You'll immediately be able to craft Krau's exclusive equipment. Huge freaking W. This was one of the most annoying thing ever, was wasting your currency getting a whole bunch of 4 speeds and 3 speeds when you were just trying to get the 8 speed, 10. You know what I mean. This is freaking amazing. Big W. You always got to take a peek in this other section. They hide some gems in here. A filter for 5-star Moonlight here. Exclusive equipment will be added to the Steel Workshop. A red dot will appear in the Steel Workshop and Astral Forge button when you own 100 Astrium. Annoying, but okay. A guide regarding set effects will be displayed when selecting a set during the equipment crafting. Okay. The UI, in line with the seasonal battle update, some battle content in the seasonal tab will be incorporated in the general tab. Oh, nice, guys. Okay. You get what this means, right? So, expedition. What all's missing from here, guys? What all's missing from here? Auto tower, expedition gone, otherworldly gone, rift gone, trial constellation gone. Right? All this stuff's gone, but they said some of the things are going to be moved from seasonal to basic. I bet you otherworldly breach is moving to basic, and probably rift and maybe constellations. If constellations moves to basic, that could be how they're pulling off the 1 month left. Even though the shops and everything's are refreshing, they're moving this over to basic. We'll have to see. They don't go into it, right? They don't tell us what's being moved. The regular tab will be renamed General. We don't know. I guess after maintenance, it's a secret. So still go do your expeditions, still go do your constellations, still get all that shit done, because we don't know if it's going to the General tab or if it's just going away for 3 weeks. Great transparency, Smilegate. Thanks for leaving us hanging. Good Lord. Would it have been so hard to say this content is moving to the General tab instead of some content, so you better get in there and grind your ass off because you might miss out. Yowza. Okay, others. Some missions in the Orbis Guide weekly reputation Path of Error will be changed. They have to do this because some of the missions were things like do expeditions, complete Hall of Trials, and they want to have your Path of Error not get like roadblocked by contents down for 3 weeks. So that makes sense. Heirs who have purchased Expedition Premium Supply Pass will have their exclusive reports on first login. Okay, great. Rewards and missions for the Welcome Back event will be changed. Again, same situation as the Path of Heirs. Unlock conditions for some background music tracks will be changed. Lovely. That's because you can access all points of the game now. Some episode album names will be changed. An issue where additional damage effect of Senya's Indomitable Spirit was displaying. Nobody uses this artifact, so nobody cares. This was a display. Nobody cares. An issue where the increased speed effect of 5-star hero Fern's talent was not applied upon entering the next wave after the battle will be fixed. For all the people using Fern in PvE, there you go. An issue where 4-star hero Mercedes was displayed in the recommended formation UI before enhancements preventing her from being selected. Okay, that's great. An issue where a blank screen appeared when tapping the X button in iOS will be fixed. An issue where certain graphics were displayed abnormally will be fixed, and text and errors will be fixed. There you go. That's it, guys. It's a lot. I am supremely annoyed about Ancient Inheritance. I am irritated that they aren't telling us what is moving. I am annoyed that they're making it look like Trial of Constellations is going away, yet telling us we have 1 month left. Be better with your transparency, Smogate. Be better. This is not hard. We're not asking you to be like, tell us the exact next collab and its date. We're asking you to tell us things that are important for how we play the game. Right now, you got a whole bunch of people that don't know if they should waste resources they'd like to use elsewhere because you gave us a roadmap, but didn't tell us where we're stopping along the trip. So fix that and fix AI. Holy crap. On the brighter side, the changes to the gear recommendation system and the gear management system are stellar. Mwah. Chef's kiss. You guys knocked it out of the park on this. This is great for newer players, great for people who are mobile only, people who don't know how to or don't want to use fribbles. This is lovely. The exclusive equipment seem like they are made with a purpose of RTA champs and above in mind, which is a little disappointing because that doesn't feel like it's going to impact their usage in the game overall. The new currency looks nice. The new battle pass, I think, is a scummy way to trick new players into spending sky stones. I don't think it's worth it, but maybe for brand spanking new 200 extra summons is worth the sky stones to you to get a kickstart into units you're chasing and needing. Hecate looks amazing. Anybody who is upset about the change to her kit and is calling it a nerf and saying it ruined her really needs to get their head out of their ass. The game is not fun the way it is, and it would have been worse with the way she was. This isn't a nerf. This is a changing her kit to the way it should have always been. Diene is coming out. We'll go check her out here in a minute. I love the Wishlist system. I am not so thrilled about this 3-week change. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm nervous about taking away content and labeling it as content. And the packs are kind of good. So that's it, guys. That's the news for today. So let me know in the comment sections what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day, Epic 7. Oh, and let's go take a look at Diene now, right? The Diene's kit has been released and she's been revealed. Before we jump into Diene, does anybody have any questions? Because I kind of somewhat ignored chat while I was bursting through all that. Advent is a special rotating thing. You've not had it because it hasn't been live in like 9 months. So they're bringing it back. It's a special seasonal thing, kind of like Ancient Inheritance. It comes in and out of rotation. You don't have to do anything to unlock it. It'll automatically be there on Thursday. Spend all your currency. It may be fine, but I hate for you to wake up on the 18th and Trials is gone, the shop's reset, and all your currency is zeroed out. Hopefully it's fine. It probably is, but better safe than sorry. We don't know, Evan. We don't know. It's never happened before. This is the first time a season has changed. We don't know if it carries. Yeah, I spent all of mine. I sure as shit zeroed that out. I'm not getting caught with my pants down. I'm not even drunk. I think the shop will be refreshed, but the currency remains. It's just an assumption, Beardy. We've never had a season shift before. You guys really want to like dive into the dregs of the stove comments before we go look at Diene? Sure. I'm sure they are measured, thoughtful, and retrospective. This is a great update, but where is our seasonal lobby? I really used to enjoy the holidays with this game, but now we don't even... You know, that's true. Where's the freaking Christmas lobby? Man, I finally got some good updates. Big update. Hope it doesn't take too long. 6 hours. Yeah. Okay, I mean, so far people are liking it. Biggest lie ever told after Shepherd of the Diene's Dark Kit revealed. Very nice, Smilegate. Okay, I guess we'll see. I guess I'll understand this more when we look into Diene's kit. Much needed gear management. This is a great update. Love the ideas. This is a great update. Thanks, devs. Appreciate the hard work. Finally got a good update. Where are the unhinged, hateful comments you guys are talking about? Or do you mean under you'd say in DN is where we're getting the hateful content comments? Because everything here is pretty freaking supportive of this patch, guys. We getting the new sets this week? No, they come out January 8th. Okay, guys, let's go check out DN, right? Man, Seuss freaking speedy 2 hours ago. You got his video up. All right, guys, it's time. Let's go check out Shepherd of the Dark DN and her new kit.
I'm nervous. Think I can play my part, Noe? You better run far, far away, or the scary wolf will get you. Hi there, I'm Diene Tally, an inheritor of one of the Spirit Lords.
Okay, guys, Diene, who is a dark mage with a AoE attack imprint and is evidently really hecking young. Lovely.
Shepherd of the Dark Diene.
She called her wolf Noe. Noe. So the wolf is either an extension of or is Noyus.
Diene was a warm-hearted shepherd girl who loved animals and grew up surrounded by the love of those around her.
Hey, the guy that everybody said sounded like AI who wasn't AI, I guess the community bullied him out of the voice acting here because this is a brand new voice guy, isn't it? Heslo, thank you for the sub.
One day, while chasing a little lamb...
Yo, 124 base speed? Holy zoom, look at her go. Giga high health for a mage. And nothing else. Just speed and health. Speed and health, right?
On the outskirts of the dark forest, Diene encountered a black wolf. That
Luna base? That's faster than Luna, isn't it? No, it is. It's Luna base. Oh, yeah, she's a Libra. Yeah, same as Luna, guys. Okay, so Luna base speed, zooming mage.
outskirts of the dark forest, Diene encountered a black wolf. That encounter led her to become the inheritor of Noyus, the dark spirit.
I don't know what's going to bother me more. The last guy calling her Hecate or this guy calling her Noyus.
Lord. Afterwards, at Noyus's request, Diene set out on a journey toward the world.
Noyus. It's Noyus.
Striving to become a hero like the one she had admired since childhood. However, contrary to Diene's wishes, her journey gradually transforms into something strange and bizarre. Shepherd.
No eye ass. Okay, so Dark Elemental Mage, same base stats as ML Luna. She's got super high health, okay defense, and is giga fast. She's got no real attack, no crit chance, no crit damage, no effectiveness, no effect resistance. HP, self-imprint, so probably like Luna, she'll be an HP scaler. What else we got?
Diene is a 5-star Dark Elemental Mage. She has high health and speed, and can increase her health further through...
So Noyus is evil? Noyus isn't evil. Noyus is a spirit lord. Spirit lords are forces of nature. Is fire evil? Well, ask the person who lost their family in a house fire, or ask the person who was able to cook some food and not starve. So Noyus isn't evil. Noyus just doesn't seem to care much about humanity. He's much more involved in the natural world.
Her imprint concentration. Skill 2,
No Iasa's guidance. At the start of the battle, grants immortality for 1 turn. When granted immortality, she gets plus 200 ER. Yo. Okay, so she's going to be very hard to... She's going to get immortality at the start, and it's going to be very hard to strip that immortality. When someone uses a soul burn, dispels all debuffs from the caster before activating Dark Moon. When someone uses a soul burn, not the enemy, not a teammate, anyone, including her. Dark Moon dispels 2 buffs from all enemies before granting immortality to the caster for 3 turns, increasing combat readiness by 35, 45, 50%, 50% CR push. Okay, so somebody soul burns. She will have immortality at the start. So somebody soul burns, she immediately self-cleanses and CR pushes up, and it dispels 2 buffs from all enemies. She'll need effectiveness for this to guarantee work, right? This will get rid of immunities and barriers and stuff like that. It's only 2 debuffs, so you can still buff stack to protect immunity and be immune from this. And it's still an effectiveness effect rest check. So if you want this to reliably work, you might need to put a little bit of effectiveness on her. Not a lot, like maybe 60, 70 effectiveness, just something to make sure it sticks.
This is guidance. At the start.
Yo, Crace Zero, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Would Luna disable this? Luna seals, and this is a passive. So yeah, if Luna seals, nothing here happens. So yeah, Luna is the best counter to her, but remember, her and Luna are the same speed, so that's a race. Your Luna had better be faster. Now, one nice thing is that you're going to want your Luna to go fast, whereas this unit, I think you're going to want somebody to soul burn to bridge her up. So she's probably not going to be the first unit to go. You're probably going to run her with an opener like Zeo or an opener like Ran. Ran would be freaking good. An opener who can soul burn S3, and then it activates her, she pushes up, and then she bridges the rest of the team.
Start of battle grants immortality for 1 turn. When granted immortality, increases effect resistance by 200%. When someone uses a soul burn, dispels all debuffs from the caster before activating Dark Moon. Upon
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing an opener DN, you're going to have to soul burn your opener DN. Let's see we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll theory craft in a minute.
Buffs from all enemies before granting immortality to the caster for 3 turns and increasing combat readiness by up to 50%.
Skill 3, Endless Darkness. After inflicting seal on all enemies, yo, an AoE seal unit. Same speed as Luna and AoE seals just like Luna. Attacks them. Okay, so she seals first, then she does a physical attack. So like Luna, the seal is a non-contact skill, no worrying about evasion or anything. Attacks them and decreases combat race by 30%. So she is a 30% CR pushback when she S3s. Think Conqueror Lilius. A successful attack always results in a critical hit. So she doesn't need any crit. She just gets crit. When the caster is granted immortality, ignores effect resistance. And she always has immortality. You have to burn Luna. You don't have to burn her. You have to burn somebody else to activate her, and that's why she has Ignore ER here built into her kit, so you don't have to soul burn this skill. This skill has no soul burn. Her soul burn must be on her S1. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. Okay, so depending on her mods, if she's good damage, I think we are looking at so far HP, a little bit of effectiveness and crit damage, and some middling speed. You don't build this girl fast. She's already 124 base, so it's not going to take a lot to get her fast. I'm thinking like you run her 240-ish speed, 240, 250 speed. Then you have your opener Soulburn, strips the enemy, cleanses her, pushes her ass up, and then she bridges the rest of your team. This is the most aggro unit I've ever seen. 4-turn cooldown, same cooldown length as her S2 passive.
Endless Darkness. After inflicting seal on all enemies for 2 turns, attacks them and decreases combat readiness by 30%.
This unit isn't a first pick? No, you first pick this unit, you're boned. You kidding me? She'll get sealed by Luna or one of the other units that seals who can go first. You can just pick Bellion in and run a whole bunch of units that don't use souls and run her over and never soulburn, and then none of her shit. She doesn't do anything without soulburns having happened somewhere. No, she's a late pick, not an early pick.
A successful attack always results in a critical hit. When the caster is granted immortality, ignores effect resistance. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. Skill.
Okay, here's her soulburn skill. After inflicting rupture on the enemy for 1 turn, so rupture was like a physical version of a cascade, right? It was just extra pop damage when things are hit. Attacks an enemy at a successful attack always results in a critical hit. So again, you don't need any crit chance on this girl. You can just build a crit damage and HP. Damage dealt increases proportional to the health because she's an HP scale, so no need to build attack either. When the caster is immortal, triggers a dual attack with the ally with the highest attack. There you go. And soulburns increase damage. If her mods are good, sure. If her mods are good. You don't need a defense break on her if she's dual attacking with the highest attack unit. So she basically has C Phantom Poly's dual attack in there. The only reason you soulburn this is, I think, is to activate her passive if it's up, right?
1. Crimson Claws. After inflicting rupture on the enemy for 1 turn, attacks the enemy. A successful attack.
Ooh, yeah, it is 20 souls.
Critical hit.
You know why it's 20 souls? I'll tell you why it's 20 souls awakened, because she's a mage, and you could put Freeren's artifact on her, and if it was only 10 souls, she could just chain like crazy and just generate like unlimited freaking souls. They had to make it 20 to keep her from abusing her own passive.
Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. When the caster is granted immortality, triggers a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. When 20 soul is consumed, increases damage dealt.
You better run far, far away, or the scary wolf will get you.
A shepherd girl who sets
Oh, I love the lobby!
With the Dark Spirit Lord. Players will be able
There's
to
a pupper in the lobby
Diene through the Mystic Summon starting January 1st.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Pupper in the lobby. Okay, so you don't run her as an opener. I think you can definitely cleave with her, but she's not the opener, she's the bridge. So you first of all, check out Setsuka up there. That's hilarious. Bridge units are kind of the hallmark of aggro style of gameplay. So she's going to be really good into controlling the tempo and the aggro, but or tempo of the fight, but you can also cleave as long as you have an opener that activates her that bridges up your nukers. So Elegos is probably our opener, and Elegos can soulburn, which should activate our Diene, who's going to seal all the passives on the bad guys, and then we can superhumanize. You can superhumanize Diene if her mods are good, because she's an HP scaler, but we'll probably superhumanize Bellion and blow things up with 3F. Let's go. Okay, so he soulburns. Okay, so now they soulburn. It's going to activate Diene, and she should cleanse 2 debuffs. And since they aren't buff stacked, it should get rid of all that stuff as long as she doesn't fail the effectiveness ER check.
I will save everyone.
And you got every single one of them. No 15%. No, it was a high ER unit, just because, you know, we got to have a showcase here, right? but you can get 15%ed. You can get stopped by effect resistance. That's going to be a problem for Diene. Even if you build effectiveness on her, 15% can still stop her, and also buff stacking. If you have immunity nested behind 2 buffs, then you can prevent her from doing anything. She ignores? No. Let's go back. Let's review. S3 ignores ER. S3. The passive dispels 2 debuffs for granted. There's the word ignores ER doesn't appear anywhere in the passive. So the strip is completely resistible and 15%able, which is a big deal. Because if they 15% the strip and keep immunity, there's nothing here that strips, and they will not be sealable. It's a huge weakness in her kit that I think people are missing.
I will save everyone.
Okay, so we did the strip.
I can play my
Now she's going to S3. So the big question is the damage. She's only got 22k health here.
part, Louis.
Only.
When the festival starts, let's do
This automatically crits.
it.
And that's 10k damage into Imperial Illanov, but she's on Arius, so that's transferring a lot of damage across. It's not bad. It's not insane. It's not Stray's Cleave, but it's pretty good damage from that S3.
Stand in line, please.
I still think she's your bridge. I don't think she is going to be your damage dealing unit. 8k on Setska. Yeah, it was like 6 to 8k across the board, and then damage got funneled into Illanov.
Vitals check. Looking good.
Yeah, she could easily be built with like 250 crit damage, and if you build her 350, she'll nuke stuff. We won't know until we see her mods. Right now, I'm leaning towards her being a bridge unit and a tempo unit more than a DPS, but looks like you could make her a sub DPS. You got stats to play with. You don't need attack. You don't need crit chance. You don't need effect resistance. You only need a little bit of effectiveness. Pretty easy. You don't even need speed. I mean, you need speed, but you don't need shit tons of speed. You need like 240, 250 speed. She looks freakishly easy to build.
Now, wakey wakey.
Who we humanize? Yeah, we humanize Bellion.
What is the best course of action? You'll be so much more useful. When's your day?
Get rid of them.
Fake Bellion, not on 3F. Oh, it was a Proof of Valor Boss Arunca too. That's part why she only took 6,000 damage.
Must I keep fighting?
Okay, so how much damage does the S1 do? This is the one where if you soul burned, you got extra damage. Does she soul burn? Nope. Okay, so her S1 is shit. I know it's Proof of Valor, but it was Proof of Valor, but it was an S1 into defense break and target with no defense buff. And it only did 44, 5, 6,100 damage. So the S1 doesn't really do any damage, which brings me back to the soul burn S1 for 20 souls to get additional damage. Who cares about that? You're just doing that for the souls to activate her passive, I think, if she happens to go first. But remember, she dual attacks with the highest attack unit. So that's where your damage comes from, is who she dual attacks with. She also has Rupture, though. Yeah, Rupture would have done a little something, something.
I think you regret it. Take care of it.
I think she's really good. I think she is not Boss Arunca. She's not Lady of the Scales. She's not Empyrean Illanov. She's not Spectre or she's not Witch of the Mere Tenebria. She's not even Renak, she's not unbalancing to the game. I don't think she's mid. I think she is very, very good, and she is also has a lot of counters. I think you can't pick her first or second, or you're going to get run over. I think you can lock her in on 3 if your enemy has already locked in their 3. Otherwise, I think she's a 4-5 pick. And as a 4-5 pick, I think she is a must ban or run over the enemy. In the right situations, she is probably one of the strongest aggro bridge units in the game. I think if you like playing high tempo, you like playing fast, you like playing cleave, aggro, or even fast standard, she's kind of a must-have. I think meta-wise, she's an 8 out of 10, and design-wise, she's a 10 out of 10. I think she's legitimately a balanced unit for this game. She is super strong without warping the meta. Black Waltz, thank you for the sub, buddy. 4 months. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, she doesn't unbalance the meta. She doesn't break things. I think she is a really well put together unit, guys. I think anybody saying that she's weak is crazy, and I think anybody saying she's broken is crazy. I think situationally she'll be broken, but those situations aren't going to just be easy. Broken to me means you first pick it and then the enemy loses, right? Lady of the Scales was broken. Setska was broken. Luna on release was broken. Landy on release was broken. These are units that you could play them first and your enemy could just kick rocks. This unit, you can't. You can't play her first, but if you strategically build a team around her and your opponent doesn't see it coming, you can slam her on 4, 5, and maybe certain situations even slam her on 3, and then your enemy is fucked. Your enemy's like, I've got to ban that unit or I'm just going to lose because he laid a well-placed trap. This is a very good unit, guys. This is a very good unit that has a lot of ways to handle her. Hecate can counter her. Luna can counter her. Even Knockwall can counter her. High effect resistance can counter her. Buff stacking to hide immunity can counter her. Take ML Landy, put her on Arya, stick her on 3rd pick, put immunity on all your units, and this unit can do nothing to you. Unless you bridge it in with a unit who can strip those immunities, like using Ran as your opener unit to strip the immunities away, and then Hecate can go. But now you're relying on 2 units. And anytime you have to rely on 2 units to guaranteed be on the team, you're hosing yourself for RTA because either one of them can be banned. No, this is a really good unit. And not in a really good, you must have this unit if you want to play. This is a really good unit in that she's balanced. She has a job. She's going to be freaking awesome at her job. She's very playable. She doesn't suck, but she's also not going to be the be all end all. If you don't have this unit, you're not allowed to play. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I'm about it. I'm curious to see what Valky has to say about her tonight and what other people have to say, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think Diene, you think I'm off my rocker and that Diene is actually the most broken thing to ever break broken things? Or do you think she actually just needs a buff because she's terrible? I think both are wrong. I think she is probably one of the best design units we've seen come out since Lionheart Sirmia. All right, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. I already said that. Have a great one, Epic 7. All righty. I think she's going to be checked by Politis and Green Celine. Yeah, she's got a lot of checks, Kasumi. Think Veronica can work against her reliably. Veronica is a good option too. Veronica shits all over units that have immortality. Seal shuts her down. There's a lot of things that shut her down. But if you get her through, she's going to be devastating. I like her. Hecate stocks. Balance has left the chat. That's crazy. In exchange for being completely obliterated by Hecate. Yeah, it is. You're just not seeing it. See, this happens, right? New units release and everybody looks at the new units and they only see the things they can do and they don't see the things they can't do and what can stop them from doing those things. It's really easy to look at a unit and go, oh, damn, Strays is unstoppable. He can do all of this shit. How can you possibly beat him? And then you actually think about it and there's lots of ways to beat Strays. Lots of units that hard shut his ass down. But people don't think about that. They just look at the first half of the sentence and ignore the second half. They don't want to do the hard work. They just want to go, oh my God, big numbers, seal, kill everything. I'm doomed. Yeah, Bellion really is eating well this season. I love people always quoting the mission statement of all gacha games. The fact that you do not even need to build effectiveness. How objectively wrong is this statement? Only her S3 ignores ER. Her strip doesn't. You better hope they don't have immunity, that the immunity isn't nested, or that your opener strips their immunity, because otherwise, you sure as shit need some effectiveness on her. Now, not a lot, right? Because you only need enough effectiveness to guarantee tag the DPS units, because who cares about sealing, like, Destina's passive, right? It's the DPSs whose passives are scary. So you don't need a lot of effectiveness, but I do think you need some effectiveness. This made me regret pulling for Yulha. Don't worry, buddy. In about 15, 20 minutes, you'll realize how much you should not regret pulling Yulha. Yeah, for real. She will be good with nuke build and counterattack. I'm not so sure. We got to see her numbers. Hecate is now the most mandatory pull I have ever witnessed. Hecate is going to be very, very good into her, but I don't think she's going to be everywhere like some of the units we're dealing with. I think Hecate is going to be a very strong and is definitely a must-pull unit, but you've still got Veronica, you still got Luna, you still got Knockwall, you still got Bellion, you still got the ban button because she's only going to be picked in 4 or 5. I think there's still plenty of ways to deal with Diene that aren't Hecate, but yeah. Obviously, they want to sell as many Hecates as they can, so it kind of makes sense. I do think Mage and Rangers are going to see a lot of focus this season. Mages and Rangers. They've given so much focus to Thieves, Warriors, and Knights. I think they're shifting around to Mages and Rangers now. Yeah, that's exactly what they did, Sky. Yeah. I don't know. Half of these are on target and the other half are just not seeing the whole picture, I think. What do you guys think? What's this, Evan? Why are you flexing your storage on me, Evan? I think people are panicking over nothing. I think she's fine, guys. I think she's fine and actually quite balanced. I'm definitely going to get her for sure. But yeah, I think she's legitimately a very balanced unit who usually when we say unit is balanced, that's kind of code for bad because you can't be a big fish if you're swimming with sharks. Saying you're a big fish doesn't matter if you only swim with sharks, right? So in an unbalanced game, balanced means bad, but not in this case. I think she is balanced and good. She's balanced and proper. Balanced like Lionheart Sirmia. Lionheart Sirmia is good, is broken in certain situations and good in others, but easily counterable. So yeah. Muna is still the better AoE seal. Yeah, and she brings damage that Muna doesn't. Muna's got a guaranteed strip on her Soulburn S3. This girl doesn't have a guaranteed strip. Immunity's gonna be her worst enemy. Immunity of 15%. Remember, you're talking 15% times 4 against 4 units. You got roughly a 50-50 shot of leaving immunity on at least one of those units. And buff stacking, dude. Buff stacking is crazy. Crazy good into Diene. As a new player, I just want the most mileage from a unit I can pull, or from the units I can pull now, and worry about going for ML Luna or ML Diene ends up being much more situational for me. Yeah, Luna's definitely better than Diene. It's not even close. Diene, if I were doing a tier list, I would tier Diene at an A tier. Luna's still S with a bullet. We won't know until she's actually out and played, but Diene's an A tier unit so far, just on paper, in my opinion. Sounds like I should try to get Luna, Pity. You can. Nobody ever said, damn, I got Luna, regrets. But do remember that Luna is she is in the shop right now. Yeah, it's hard not to recommend getting Luna if you've got the tools. Both of them have amazing animation, good look too. Who's better, Brunka or Ilanov? Arunka, but only slightly. What artifact? What you think her artifact best in slot will be? Lotus Ring or Book. It's really her only two artifacts. You could try to put Caladra on her if you're going to book somebody else as the opener, but I think Lotus Ring. If you're going to go for a full ass damage one, Caladra, and then you like you have somebody else carry the book, but now you're really adding extra layers, because without soul burns, she's a dead unit. Pulling Luna transforms the game for new players. Agree. Tristen, hard question. Harsetti or C Poly, cleaver wise? C Poly is a cleaver unit. Harsetti is not a cleaver unit. Harsetti is the exact opposite of a cleaver unit. Fire Tenebria artifact may be good. Her S1 didn't look like it did a ton of damage. I think counters. Because a dual attack from her will not pull a dual attack from another unit. That's not how that works. You can't dual attack stack. Will the ML artifacts be available in the headhunt? There are no ML artifacts. Suggested improvement for ML Yulha. Oh, I thought you were giving me things to suggest to Epic 7 to use to improve ML Yulha. And I was like, I don't think she needs to be improved. Effectiveness is good. You got some wasted crit damage and effect res. Health is nice. She looks fine to me, man. I went similar. I dropped some health to make her faster. For me, I like her a little bit faster, but you're right in that speed window where people like to run her. I'm a cleave aggro player, so I went stupid fast and said fuck effectiveness. But the way you're playing is a little bit smarter for the slower speed. I think she's fine, man. I think my best advice for you right now is to get her a better helmet. She deserves better than level 81 gear. But yeah, no, she's fine, man. She'll do well for you. Your build's literally the same as mine, except I went 30% higher or 30 higher on speed. You went 100 higher on effectiveness. But other than that, you know, we're basically running two sides of the same coin. Let me see what else we got. Isn't she really? She isn't really meant to be damaged. She's just supposed to. I think she's a sub DPS, right? We'll have to see what her mods are. It looks like she hits hard. I think I'm gonna just headhunt Luna instead of Ilanov and pull for Diene. Sure. Luna, Ilanov, and Arunk are nobody ever regrets having those units or multiples of those units on their account. Let's see. Best artifact for Lena? Lena? Like Muscle Girl Lena? I don't know. Here, now here, check it, right? I got a whole stack of these things here. School nurse. I don't have a picture of her. I had a picture of a slower you. I've seen people run her at this speed, and she works fine. If you're worried about speed though, you can change this for Secret Art Storm Sword. You'll lose some bulk, but that will help you cut when people do non-attack skills. She'll cut to the front and then be able to superhumanize somebody, punish them for doing non-attack skills. Since last season, Frederick. It just depends how you play her. Are you more of a standard tank down player? Are you initiating her through a bridge unit, or are you a cleaver or high aggro player? That's why mine's fast. That's why I went with this version. 251's on the slow end. I think the average speed for Yulahas is between 250 and 290. Most people tending to run right in the middle around the 270, 280 mark, but it just depends on playstyle. You can build around her. She is fine at 250. Here, hang on. Look at this girl. This works just fine. Total bruiser version. Works just fine. You know who runs her like this? Valky. You gonna tell Valky he doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to how to play units? I like her fast. It's very playstyle dependent. I'm gonna grab Bellion or Harsetti from Headhunt. Tough choice. I would lean towards Bellion, but whichever one's more waifu for you, you know? I think the new Asaria is going to be the next meta. When will she come out? She should come out on... February 12th. Yeah, February 12th is when she should come out. I'm very confident about that date. Any clues to the rebalance in January? Nope. We won't find out about this balance adjustment on January 2nd until probably like the middle of Ancient Inheritance, right? The middle of the Christmas holiday. Actually, probably New Year's Eve. We'll get a teaser, and then on Friday they'll tell us who is actually in there. So yeah, you'll have to wait till 2026 for that one. But I tell you what, I guarantee you the person that's going to be in there is going to make somebody do a rage post on Reddit about how if they had known this unit was going to get buffed, they wouldn't have locked in their headhunt. That is guaranteed to happen. So don't be that person. Wait and see what the balance patch has to show on the 2nd before you go and lock in your headhunt. How viable is DPS Muna with Nurse? She is this viable. Yeah. She's pretty viable. When is the headhunt? After maintenance. Few hours. I'm locking in Luna no matter who's getting buffed. Fair. I mean, the big three guys. The big three are Luna. You can build her two different ways. Balsarunka. You can build her two different ways. And Empyrean Ilanov. Surprise, surprise. Who stole your artifact? Oh, there it is. Surprise, surprise. You can build her 2 different ways. That's what makes them so good. They're very meta. They shut down game mechanics. They have multiple different build styles. They're very diverse, and all of them are pretty easy to build. So easy to build. And the jiggle physics are off the hook. Look at that leg. Damn. God damn, Arunca. The greatest crime that has happened, that Epic 7 has ever committed, like should be drugged to Nuremberg for trials over how bad it is that we never got Arunca's summer skin. Smilegate should just be ashamed of themselves for not making that skin available to us. Yeah, the Luna art contest should be soon, guys. No schedule's been announced, but it's kind of getting late. It should happen. I'm getting a second Arunca for the sake of my guild. Remember, something you don't have is always better than a dupe. You always go for something new over a dupe. Even if it's somebody who's kind of bad, I would still lean towards new over a dupe, so you feel better about bounce patches happening, but and you got the diversity of kits. The game changes on a dime so often. Look how often Mort was used in the past versus now. I don't know. I always like having a full toolbox rather than just something, a dupe of something, and then missing out when something changes. That's up to you. She had a summer look, dude. God damn. I'm going for Pirate Flan personally. Love me some Pirate Flan. Fun unit. I don't have Maid Chloe and FCC, but wanting to get ML Aria. Should I get Chloe FCC or can I save RTA without those two? Aria is the strong. I'm sorry. Chloe is the stronger of the 3 right now, but we are doing a lot of things to make revive harder and harder. FCC is a very reliable tank, but she's wholly replaceable by other units. ML Aria, I think, is very underrated. I think, especially into the new guild or new warfare rules, she's going to be really strong, but she's not the easiest unit to build. Of all of them, Maid Chloe has the most uses outside of RTA in guild or in arena, in guild wars, in PvE, in Abyss, in general usage. Not knowing anything about your account or who you want to play, I would recommend Maid Chloe, but yeah, there are no bad choices there. Me personally, I'm getting Aria. Limited Biblet. I suspect limited Biblis is going to come out sometime in March or April. Biblis was always intended to be a springtime unit, flower garden, greenhouses, rebirth, all that kind of stuff. So I suspect we're going to see Biblis probably sometime in March or April, but that's just an assumption. We'll probably see Luna sometime in February, because she'll probably coincide with February 17th, which is Lunar New Year. So probably we'll see Luna skin sometime around here. Again, just assumptions, but looking at the calendar, it makes sense. Is Bystander Hua Young good for a headhunt, or is she past her prime? She is one of the strongest units in the game. The only negative to Bystander Hua Young is she is incredibly difficult to build for high-end play. Not saying that if you can't gear her stupid well, that she is she's not usable. I'm just saying you'll probably have to soul burn. For people who are struggling building Bystander Hua Young, will give you the keys to the city here. You don't build her with 100% crit chance. You go for a Destro set, you put a little speed on her, and you get her 85% crit chance. Okay? Because who are you hitting with I'm looking for a build here. Who are you attacking with Bystander Hua Young, right? You're attacking light units. She is there to surgically remove light units. Everyone else she just does a little something, something to, probably doesn't kill anyway. So who cares if you crit those or not? So maybe build something that looks like this. 100% crit chance against light units, and she will kill anything she touches. Although I would get more speed on her. I think Destro said you want at least 180 speed on her. So this is a way for people who don't quite have the super good gear to kind of cheat the system a little bit and make her work. But a counter build is probably one of the hardest builds to build. I mean, you look at this and you're like, oh, 4K 300, I can do that, right? That's not a big deal. Guys, this is 454 gear score with no wasted stats. And I still wish she was 20 speed faster. So the way I would like her to be built is 10 to 20 speed faster and 200 more effectiveness, which is around 510 gear score. It's not an easy unit to build at a high end. So she's a unit where if you want to pick her up, she's one of the best units of the game, because who are the problems in the game? Arunca, light unit. Ruel, light unit. Maid, light unit. Ilanov, light unit. I mean, Lady of the Scales, light unit. She actually kills all of the major pain in the asses in the game right now, and she does it with Extinction, so she flips her finger at the revive meta too. But she's very hard to build. Very hard to build. Boss Arunca, very easy to build. So that's why when we did a tier list for her, where's my tier list? Doobie doo. Oh my God. Hang on, I got it here somewhere. Fuck it. That's why when you go to my channel and click on the Make the Best Choice tier list video, you can see my tier list. And that's why the tier list me and Valky put together, put these three at the top. And then Boss Arunca is a key unit, because look at this. Light unit, 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 light units. I mean, the some of the strongest units in the game, like with the exception of Harsetti and Zio, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 10 strongest units of the game, 8 of them are light units. It makes freaking Harsetti really good if you can build her. And that's a big if. So try to build her first before you put it together. Oh, those aren't tabs, those are bookmarks. Yeah, Ross is a light unit too, guys. He's not even on here. And Lady of the Scales is a light unit. She's not even on here. And Witch of the Mere Tenebria, she's a light unit. She's not even on here. I need to choose between Arunca and Hua Young. Pick Arunca. She's significantly more usable, and she's much easier to build. But it depends how you want to play. I use Hua Young way more than I use Arunca because of the way I play. You got to find your own way on that. Hot Topic Hua Young is insane, but she takes good gear, and she's more for an aggressive style. People who do tank down and bruisers typically you don't see her a lot unless they're trying to tank bust somebody else's tank. Yeah, the top units are evergreen too. We almost moved Bellion up, but I just Bellion was really close to being a must-have. I flip-flopped back and forth on her over and over and over again, but I kept looking at these three and thinking, can I really put Bellion on the same tier as these three? And that's why we kept her down. But she's damn close. She's like a tier 0.5. Dienne's down here. Dienne's in the tier 1. Bellion is so good. that I build a fast one. And then I built an injury one. And then I put a counter one together. There's lots of builds for Bellion to suit whatever play style you need and whatever you're trying to do. And I think an injury DPS Bellion is going to see a little bit of a comeback with the warfare rules into that. But other than that, I still think fast Bellion is the way to go, because of fast Bellion, you can generally outpace free rins when it starts to be a one-on-one fight. Yeah, Elbrus injury Bellion, I think I got to improve her. She's on my list of units to work on. I've been redoing my units, and I've only just gotten up to Witch of the Mere Tenebria. So okay, guys, I'm not going to scroll up anymore. If I missed your question, ask it again. Redo yours? No. So wait, Sari is the person in the Elbrus card art? No. This is a different holder of the Elbrus ritual sword. This is the same Elbrus ritual sword, but this is a different owner of it. This is the owner of it from like Epic 6, and Asaria was the holder of it in Epic 5. At least canonically, that's how they're explaining it. But yeah, it's not Asaria. Different elf. Is it wrong to pick up a second boss? I really enjoy having a second boss. She's one of the few units that I use both versions. I use this when I need to damage things and blow things up that are hiding behind damage limit. And I use this one when I just need her to never die. And just need to, you know, this is my anti-cleave one. This is my cleave anchor one. So she's got a couple of different versions. But I do think I would avoid picking up a second boss if it meant that I couldn't get somebody else I didn't have. You always go for new over dupe, in my opinion. Why elves gotta look the same? I don't know. Elves are awful. Hey, Tristen, we talked about Diene, but we know the real content is. What do you think about her Wulf? Her Wulf's awesome. Who to pick between Luna and Arunca? Very, very tough call, and it's very playstyle dependent. All things being equal, I would still go with Arunca, but Luna is account changing. We think we'll eventually get Moonlight Blessing. I think they're trying to pretend they never promised that. I think it's I think they put that on the expedition ships and then sank it. Should I pull for ML Luna now and headhunt Broca since I don't have both? You could do that. You could definitely do that. You've got about 3 weeks. You got until January 1st, and then 3 weeks after that, you got about 6 weeks to save back up for Diene if you care about her. But nobody ever pitied Luna and said, oh man, what a waste of mystics. Why 3F on Brunca when she has... 3F, she's not on 3F. She's on Rocket Punch Gauntlet. This isn't 3F, this is Noble Oath. Rocket Punch scales off defense. She's got really, really high defense. And remember, she gives herself a defense buff, which is 50% more defense. 3F is just HP scaling. People who use 3F are people who weren't around for this and didn't pull for the Moas artifact. 3F works on her. It's just, you know, the Rocket Punch is objectively better. I'm hoping Light Asaria isn't a knight. Hard to say. It's coming from a knight artifact, so maybe. I don't know. What do you do with a second Harsetti? You can go with a fast Harsetti and freak people out, especially in Guild War and Arena when they have Harsetti. You know what happens when Harsetti fights Harsetti? Everybody's speed is based off the slowest Harsetti, but your Harsetti still gets to be fast. So if I take this against a 121 Harsetti, everybody is 115 to 120 speed on the enemy team, but I'm still 276, so I go like 3 times for every 1 time they go, and you can actually cleave and do damage, which is why I got with a little bit of crit damage and crit chance. So fast Harsetti, that's a fun tech pick. You can also go with a full ass effectiveness Harsetti, so you make sure you stick your debuffs. You don't care about anything else. You're just stacking effectiveness. You're not going for damage. You're just going for HP and effectiveness. So you make sure she gets her debuff stuck, and Abyssal Crown is that much more toxic. Or you can go for the classic. Yes, she's got damage, not as much health as the effectiveness one, not as much of effectiveness as the effects one, but she's got damage and injury for your classic Harsetti. So there's 3 different builds for you right out of the gate. Some people have run Destro set Harsetti or triple Torrent Harsetti on Caladra to make a cleave Harsetti. I tried it out. It was fun, but it was very hard to use. And I think that's more MLM than a tech build. So there's 3 different ways to build her for you. I hope Lytosaria isn't tonight. Maybe. Tywin is kind of useless outside of Hall of Trials. Yeah, Tywin's in a rough spot right now. Remember, if you select somebody you already have, you will not get galaxy coins. Headhunt is considered a selection, not a summon. I can prove it to you by checking the journal, and you can check out my Pirate Captain Flan. You can see she's here on the list. She's lit up. I do own her, but the game doesn't think I've ever summoned her because I got Flan from Headhunt last year. So it does not count as a summon. So if I actually summon a Flan now, I will not get galaxy coins because the game thinks I've only summoned her once. Moass, mother of all scams. It's the limited version of Rocket Punch they came out with. Do I even have it? Here it is. This one. It's just Rocket Punch Gauntlet. Fapton is a very juicy name. Everybody calls her Fapton because the Discord mods and E7 officials said, if you start calling her Fapton, we're going to start banning people. So everybody called her Fapton, to the point where the Discord mods had to either just like roll over and accept it or ban the entire Discord. It's kind of a hilarious crowdsourced name. I love it. Yeah, you run Moass or Rocket Punch Gauntlet on Bossarunka. If you don't have either of those, you run Noble Oath or Proof of Valor. Those are her 3 bigs. Proof better than Noble Oath. Rocket Punch Moass better than 3F. But you know, you work with what you got. May I have some Moass? Get some Moass? How can you have Moass when now we've got no ass? No I ass? Now he said her name, no I ass. I'm really new, so I don't have either. Proof of Valor, my friend. It's still one of her best. Oh my God! And Diene is an inheritor for no ass, and she's defeated by Hecate, who has no ass. If you don't have it, it's okay, buddy. Just build her like this and go with this and call it a day. This is perfectly fine. In fact, some would argue this is her superior build. It's definitely one of the most annoying ones to fight. The only reason I'm running Noble Oath is because I had that Proof of Valor dog-eared for someone else. Hecate needs Moass. For a damage injury Harsetti, is it good to have a crit damage? No, I think the HP is just too good. I think you just go all HP, dude. I mean, unless you want to go for the full ass damage Bellion, right? This is not very well built, right? It's 89 average gear score. Look at that freaking weapon. That weapon's sad. Those boots are giga sad. Ugh, God. Could definitely do better, but you know what? She checks all the boxes. Now, if you can do 20k health with a crit damage neck, yeah, you can do even more damage, but she splashes enough where the injury starts adding up. The injury is kind of like a perk to her kit to help facilitate the fight along, and really what she's all about is the control, the effectiveness, all that kind of good stuff. Proof of Valor for Arunca, yeah, it's probably one of her best in slots. You can always do this, dude. Check this out. I'm shook that some people still don't know that this exists, right? So you go find the unit you're wanting to build, and you're like, oh, I don't have Rocket Punch Gauntlet. What are some options? Click this little shield, helmet, and lightning bolt down here, and go to View Statistics. Take safety precautions first. Oh, I love it when dark mode is pre-enabled. I usually get flashbanged there. And you can go and look at the artifacts that people put on her. And look at that. Number 1 is Rocket Punch, number 2 is Moas, and number 3 is Proof of Valor. But look at the spread. It's almost a third use this, a third use this, and a third use this. It's not like 90%, 5%, 1%, right? A good percentage of the community uses Proof of Valor. So, you know, that's a nice little in-game feature to help you figure out what artifacts are good. It's also really nice to help you figure out what exclusive equipment is the best one to chase if they have exclusive equipment, and what kind of sets they're built on. It also, you can look at the stats and you can see is like, this is a heat map. So this is good for running the sliders in the game. But I think if you're worried about stats, the best thing to do is also from this screen, click on this and go to View Reviews. And it'll take you to the review section where you can literally look at other people's Boss Arunkas and see how other people have her built. Holy Sack. Absolute villain on Holy Sack. So, you know, instead of having to wait for somebody to stream and saying, hey, streamer, show me your units, you can literally go in and look at tons of other players and how they built them and their opinions on her. So kind of a nice look at other people's stuff, see how they built her, see what artifacts they put her on. Plus, you've got that view statistics where you can see what are the most common artifacts for her, and then you can take all that info and go build your unit. Now, me and all the other streamers, we're all more than happy to show off our units. We love doing that, but it's a nice way to do it yourself if there's just no one around to ask. Hey, Space Eel, just arrived. I can't believe Vic Chun and Valky have the same sleep schedule. I know, right? Opposite sides of the planet. Yeah, I mean, Rocket Punch and Moas are the same. They're the same artifact, just, you know, not the same artifact. You can't imprint them with each other, but they have the exact same effect. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's like 60 or 40, 50% of the people had Moas and only 20% had Proof. Fair. You think the Fribbles artifact data is more accurate than the in-game checks? Sometimes they are different. Fribbles can be, but you can trip yourself up if you don't know how to set the slides. Fribbles is like Excel. It's really easy to use, really hard to master. Does Hecate need her her artifact? No, I don't think she does. I think Hecate is I mean, you still pull her artifact, but I think she's got better artifact choices. Is Navy Captain Landy still useful in anything? You know what's a fun build for Navy Captain Landy? You guys ready for this? Build your Navy Captain Landy like this on Arius. And then when some asshole picks Diene or Witch of the Mere Tenebria or any of those debuffing units that says strips 2 buffs, you put this on 3 and you get anti-crit and you get protection set and you've nested their immunity, and Witch of the Mere Tenebria can do nothing to your immunity units. Diene can do nothing to your immunity units. All the units that say strip 2 buffs get hard fucked by this. And she just sticks around forever. So I think it's a fun little alternate build. And if I had a second Navy Captain Landy, I'd build her like this. I might even build my primary one like this, just to be able to say, oh, I don't give a rat's ass about which of them are Tenebria or Diene anymore. I'll just lock this girl in on 3 and laugh and laugh. Arius or Rise of the Mar for Ilanov. Depends on how much HP she has. If you've got like you've got 30k HP or more, I think Arius. If you're going for the non-damage version Arius, I am back and forth on it. Right now, I'm not gonna lie, my OCD is the reason that I have Rise on her right now, because if I change her to... If I change her from Arius, her nice 32k health goes down to 31.9, and it drives me freaking nuts. So I did it just so my OCD could be a little happier about her stats. But this does give you the same 10% defense boost that Arius gives her. And a lot of times I'll run her with another Arius Knight, so I like her on Rise, but both are fine. Arius is definitely more accessible. And I think might even be better. It might even be better. Is Ahmed still good? Yes, but she's taking a lot of L's lately. She's not unstoppable anymore, but I think, especially if you're just trying to cleave your way into Masters, she's still one of the best units out there. If you could only get one, should you get Glorious Flag or Proof of Friendship from the Powder Shop? Proof of Friendship. I don't think Glorious Flag's that good. I think it's only really good on Yulha. Whereas Proof of Friendship is necessary if you want to cleave. And even if you don't want to cleave, it's really good on Young Senya. If you don't own Knave and Captain Landy, you can go with Wretched Rose. Yeah, Wretched Rose works the same as Knave and Captain Landy. Oh, I see what you're saying, Spaciel. Yeah, maybe I will build my Wretched Rose like that. Thanks for the advice. It'll be a while till Harsetti skin will be in the shop, right? Like 6 months. 13... I think we're about 11 weeks away from the Harsetti skin in the shop. Yeah, 11 weeks. At the end of this season, which is about 11 weeks away. I picked up Young Senya today. How should I build her? Tanky. There you go. A little bit of ER. Just other than that, tanky. Protection set's optional, but I like it. Buff stacking, right? More protection set, the better, but she doesn't need protection set. How many Proof of Friendships do we need? 1. I have 1 for... I have 2 because I like it on Young Senya, but I think it is damn near required for Ahmed. Now, some people run Ahmed on her own artifact, but this is a 20% CR push. This is a 30% CR push because it's a 15% twice. So I'm able to run my strays slower. Now I give up on the destruction buff, but this one could be alternated out for Fan of Light and Dark. So you could get away with 1, but just depends how much of a cleave head you are. It's one of those tools that's so good for cleaving, and if you don't ever cleave, then who cares? Just get a plus 15 one, slap it on Senya, and never look back. I never saw them addressing an RTA shop. Can I assume it's never going to happen? I would not go so far as to say never, but they're very froggy about making RTA have rewards, and I don't know why. I pulled a second bystander Hua. Do I imprint or keep? You could go with a base speed counter build, which is disgusting for Guild Wars, Just go base speed, counter full fucking damage, and wreck people in Guild Wars, and then go a fast destro build, high-speed destro build for use in aggro gameplay. But the problem with that is her gear requirements are so effing high that generally you don't have the gear to sacrifice to build 2 of them without bricking the rest of your account. So either stick her in storage or imprint with her, unless you've got some stellar freaking gear. Part of what makes units be good for dupe potential is that their builds are relatively easy. Almost every unit I have dupes of, I have dupes of them because their builds are actually kind of easy to do. If you can't quite hit, if you do this at 3k defense by 20k health, it still works. If you do this at 3k defense by 18k health, it still works, right? But Hua Young, if you don't have a certain stat line for her, she just doesn't work. What's my highest speed? I've got it all spread out, but right now it's like 308, I think. Yeah, my 308 Renok. If I move all my shit around on my fastest unit, I think I can make a 321 speed Kayron, I think. Something like that. But I like having, multiple fast units rather than having 1 giga fast unit. I'm not speed seeded. I've got a good account. I've got solid speed. I've definitely got like a legend tier account. Just don't have the legend tier attitude or experience. But I'm no Jello. there are a lot of people way faster than me in this game. In fact, most people. Yeah, I'm 0 out of 5. My fastest speed is a 24. And I got like 4 or 5 23s and a metric fuck ton of 22s, but I don't have anything higher than 24. Vic hit a 28 speed yesterday. Kind of hating Vic right now. Renok's my favorite character, and I missed her banner. Renok's banner was almost a year ago, wasn't it? Cecilia Bot. Timeline. Tori. April. She's not too far off, man. She should be rerunning here in a few months. Look to see her come back. Like 25 should be max roll or no? If you rolled all 4s into a 4, I think it's a 28 speed or 27 speed. 27, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 23, 24, plus 4. Yeah, 28. Rolling 4 4s into a 4 will give you, on a 85 gear after reforge, will be 28. Now, I have seen faster. They are rare. But I'll show you one. There you go. After reforge, that's 29 speed. That is that was 3 4s into a 4 and 1 5. They're very, very insanely. You see it maybe 3 or 4 times a year. 5 speed, he got one onto a penta speed max roll. I've only ever seen 2 29 speeders that I can confirm. I've seen a lot of screenshots that are suspect. I saw a very clearly photoshopped 30 speeder, but these are ones I've seen live. They pulled them up in the game. They've showed them to me in Discord live in their game while they're running. I know they exist. But yeah, this is like hitting the lottery twice in the same week, guys. The odds of this happening are astronomical. But now you've seen it. They do exist. We thought we'd see more of those with otherworldly gear, but not really. How good do you guys think Diene is going to be? I think Diene is a very strong unit who's going to be one of the best aggro units out there. I think she's got a lot of counterplay. So she's not going to break or warp the meta, but she's going to be a very strong unit, especially if you play cleaver aggro. You're definitely going to want to have her on her account, but she's not going to be one of those units where somebody first picks her and you go, well, I guess I'll top right. I can't beat this. So she's very well balanced and well put together. I think it's probably the best kit that they've made this year as far as healthy for the game, fun to play. There's nothing about her kit that's anti-fun. There's nothing about her kit that is over-dominating, but in the right situation, she's going to absolutely slap. And I'm excited to get her. Should we wait to claim our weekly before headhunt starts? Shouldn't be a problem. They patched that last year, so I'm assuming it'll still be patched this year, where it'll be you'll get grandfathered in. You'll get the currency whether you collect it or not. If you want to be safe, then wait, but because they are changing it, so they could unfix the fix they did last year, but people complained enough about that they fixed it last time, so I'm assuming that fix is going to carry over. I think she has a few many counters to pre-ban her. Yeah, Veronica, Luna, Knockwall, Bellion, Landy or Wretched Rose, buff stacking, immunity, effect resistance, all these things fuck her. Everybody's like, oh, she ignores ER. Only on her S3. Her strip doesn't ignore ER, and if you've got immunity, she can't do shit to you. And even if you stack effectiveness on her, you're going to be 15%. Yeah, let's not forget Hecate, too. She's got a lot of counterplay, which is the hallmark of a very good unit. You pick her on 4-5, you win, or they ban her. You pick her on 1-2, you're going to get an ocean of counterplay heading your way that's going to make her a detriment to your team. Hecate's not out yet. But yeah, she's obviously a counter. Well, any other questions, guys? Because I got some phone calls I got to return and some shit I got to do. Otherwise, get some news up and get ready for the podcast tonight. When is Hecate out? After maintenance. After maintenance, Hecate, headhunt, the advent, the changes to the system rotation, wish list, ancient inheritance around Christmas, the new event story, Hecate's side story around Christmas, weirdly spaced away from Hecate's release. Diene on January 1st. I don't have another hand to hold up fingers. Anything else? Oh, I'll set up RSL, Beardy. We'll get you there. I think we can do the 2 million. When is our Covenant artifact tier list coming out? So hard to do. I sat down 3 times to try to do it. How do you do a Covenant artifact tier list? Holy shit, guys. Here, I'll show you. We're going to do this together, and you guys are going to help me put it together so you can see how impossibly difficult it is to do a Covenant wish list tier list for artifacts. Tier list maker, artifacts, make this small enough you can see so you can realize how crazy this is going to be. We're going to show only 5-star artifacts. Okay, so okay, just keeping it simple, right? Okay, so crown sucks. Nobody cares about that. Can't get this. Can't get this. Abyssal crown. That could be fun, right? Having more of this in dupes, that's really good. Sure, sure. This is trash. This is trash. This is trash. That's okay. This is trash. This is okay on 1 unit. If you don't have that 1 unit, this is trash. So how can I recommend this to people when it's only good on Elegos? So I'm gonna put it down here. If you have Elegos, it's good. Trash, limited. This is Saria's artifact, Awakened Leaf. This one I don't actually have. So I don't know if it's good or not. I'll just leave it down here because I don't know anything about this artifact. Limited. Guild Wars. This is trash. This is trash. Limited. This is important to have until you get one of them at plus 27. Once you get it at plus 27 or 24, plus 24. Once you get this to plus 24, much like Freeren's artifact, you don't need more than plus 24. This is the Sea Poly artifact. I still think Song of Stars is the Sea Poly artifact, and people are being crazy about this one. Black Hand of the Goddess is trash. Bloodstone. Once you get one, it's all you need. You don't need imprints. You only need one. We could do it like that, right? But, you know, you need one. It needs to be max imprinted. You need multiples, but they don't need to be max imprinted. That's what makes this so tricky, guys. Bloody Rose is terrible. Boulder Coin's terrible. Broken Will's terrible. This is limited. This is one that you want one of them, but you want it relatively high. Imprints, but after you're imprinted one, you don't need more than one. Limited. Event. Trash. The worst artifact in the game. Second worst artifact in the game. Not very good. Everybody thinks this is good so that they can fight Freeren, and then it actually doesn't do anything because it's just bad. Hall of Trials already limited. This one's okay. Dingus is bad. If you have Renok, this is a must-have artifact. If you don't have Renok, nobody uses this. So, yeah, if you have Renok, very important. If you don't have Renok, not very important. Hard to put on a tier list. Doctor's Bag is good. I think you want a couple of Doctor's Bags. The Crescent's not usable. Draco Plate is limited. Limited. Durandal. You won't... It's good on Dark Corvus. Oh, yeah, that's limited, too. You can't even get it. It's limited, so enough said. Dux is an okay damage-dealing artifact, I guess. That's limited. Elbrus, I think you can never have enough Elbruses. Elysiac is kind of a shitter artifact. Etika Scepter is one that I think you want 3 or 4. Yeah, I think Etika's is pretty freaking good. Fairytale's limited. Fan is limited. Feet is limited. Flawless is limited. Frame is limited. Frantic's limited. Limited. Garbage. Limited. Not good. Golden Rose is not as good as people think it is, but I think you want some of them. Limited. Guild War. Limited. Holy Sack is worth. Homage is garbage. Limited. Idol's Cheer. I guess Idol's Cheer is okay. Limited. This is garbage. This is garbage. This is limited. This is limited. This is limited. This is garbage. This is garbage. This is garbage. This is limited. No, Lethal's is not limited. Lethal's is Setska's. I think it's all right. Moas is limited. Bubble Maker is limited. Poof, limited. Manica is garbage. Master of the Nightmares is limited. Sunglasses is limited. Glutton is better than people give it credit for. This is limited. This is limited. Lord. This is limited. This is only good on one unit, and I don't think it's worth doing, even though I use it. Gardening Shears is limited. 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 You guys noticing a trend here? Limited. This is terrible. This is limited or guild. This is actually pretty good. This is limited. Limited. This is really good if you do a Bryceria cleave and it has to be plus 30. Until it's plus 30, this artifact is useless. RNL's decent on Ran. Rise is pretty good on Ilanov. Rocket Punch is limited. Rod of Amaryllis is limited. No, it's not. Rod's not limited. Rod's pretty good. I think you should have one Rod. This is okay. This is not good. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is freaking amazing. This is not good. Or limited. Oops. Limited. Shepherds is decent. Shamadra you want one of, and you don't need more than one. Sigurd's is good. Snow Crystals got some uses. Song of Stars is good. This is limited. This is okay. This is okay. These are very niche situations. This is trash. This is... Oh, you know what? This goes down here, and Seal of Capture goes down here because it's limited. Seer Sadism's trash. Spirit's Breath is kind of trash. This is limited. Stella, you want one of for your Rowana, and that's it. You only need one. Limited. Or Art Hall of Trials already. Sword of Autumn Eclipse is bad. Sword of Judgment fights with Cradle of Life for being the worst artifact in the game. This is a decent cleave artifact, but nothing to write home about. This is bad. This is limited. Kral's artifact. If you have Guard Captain Kral, you must have this artifact. If you don't have Guard Captain Kral, nobody uses this. Time Matter used to be great, but now it's kind of mid. This is the Hecate artifacts limited. Torn Sleeve is limited. Touch of Rekos. I think you need one Touch of Rekos, but you only need one. Twilight Calamity is bad. This is bad. Uberus is good. Umbral Keystone is very, very niche at best. Unfading, I think you want one of these. Unseen Observer used to be great, but isn't anymore. This is limited. Guild War. Violet Talisman's not very good. Wall of Order is good on Landy, I guess. Warhorn is there. Windrider, I think you want tons of, and Wings of Light and Shadow. Whew, there you go. There you go. Now, if we're going to subdivide it, right, let's get rid of the trash. And let's get rid of the can't select. And let's just look at the actual good ones. These are the ones where you only need one, max it. And then we're going to have a only need one, not max. And here is a need multiple max. And here is you need multiple, not max. Okay? You only need one, doesn't need to be maxed, just plus 24. You only need one, doesn't need maxed. Bloodstone. Ritual Sword, you need multiple, doesn't need maxed. It's nice if they are, but doesn't need it. Etika Scepter, you need multiple, doesn't need max. Nice if they are, but don't need it. You only need one, has to be max, or it doesn't work. You need multiple, and they need to be max. You don't need multiple. You need multiple, but they don't need to be maxed. It's better if it is. Sigurd Scythe, don't need multiple, don't need to be maxed. Better if they are. Windrider, don't need multiple, but they don't need maxed. Abyssal Crown, don't need to be maxed. Doctor's Bag, don't need to be maxed, but you do need at least two of them. Golden Rose doesn't need maxed, need two of them. Merciless Glutton, you only need one, doesn't need to be maxed, but it's best if it is. You only need one, and it doesn't need maxed. You need multiple, but doesn't need maxed. You only need one, doesn't need to be maxed. Song of Stars, you only need one, it needs to be maxed. Stella Harpa, you only need one, doesn't need maxed. Blue Rose, doesn't need max, you only need one. Touch of Rekos, doesn't need one, best if it's maxed. Uber's Tooth, you need multiple, it needs maxed. Rise, you only need one, it doesn't need maxed. This, only need one, doesn't need maxed. Multiple, doesn't need max, best if it is. You only need one, doesn't need maxed. One max. Celestine, multiple non-max. Blood Keeper, you only need one. Durandal, one, doesn't need max. Oh, sorry, wrong. Tagoar doesn't need max. Dux Noctis, I don't know anybody that, I don't need more. No, I don't know any multiple units that need this one. So I'm just going to say you only need one. Idol's Cheer, you only need one. Lethal Whispers. I don't know if there's multiple people that use this. Pure White Trust, you only need one. Doesn't need max. RNL. This used to be a multiple non-max. I'm going to leave it down here because this row is getting full, but here you only need one. 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 Here you need multiple, doesn't max. And here you only need one. So there you go. Does that help subdivide it even more? I tried to go left to right on this one with most important to least important at the ends. But between the tier list that I had up initially and this one, that's the best I can do for you on artifacts. Do you need this to be max? Hang on. It's just better. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it like Holy Sack needs it. It doesn't need it like Renew Will needs it, but it's significantly better. I'll go ahead and move it up for you because it is more damage, but it's not like the run fails. If this doesn't, if this gets, doesn't go off, then it doesn't work at all. If this doesn't go off, it bricks the whole turn order of your cleave. If this doesn't go off, you're just missing a little bit of damage from Elegos, who probably isn't your principal damage dealer. But I'll leave it up there just to give us 3 in that category. Sound fair? Dark Auden uses Lethal Whispers as well, no? I guess. Who else uses Lethal Whispers? I guess you might put it on Setsuka if you missed out on Hua Young's banner. Okay, sure. There you go. There you go. Kairon, there's no way you don't put Kairon on Shepherd of the Hollow. Okay, guys, hopefully that helps you guys out. This is my my artifact wish list shitter tier lister. Artifacts are very subjective, and it's very hard to tier list artifacts. I'll go ahead and put this into a video and put it up for you guys. Hopefully it'll help some of you out, but this is not an easy thing to tier list because it's very subjective, especially when it comes down to this is for a specific style of unit. This is for a specific unit. This is for a specific play style. You know, good lord, where is a Secret Art Storm Sword? This is one of the most important artifacts in the game to have multiples of. Would I recommend you go and pick up an offer you can't refuse if you don't have Elegos and ignore this? No way. So it's very difficult to say most important artifacts because it depends on your playstyle, your gear, and what current level your artifacts are, and if you're going for imprints. Some artifacts have to have imprints to work. Without imprint, without plus 30, this artifact actually harms your account. Without plus 30, this artifact may just not work and do absolutely nothing. But without plus 30, this artifact's fine. It's just a less of a chance to go off. So hopefully it helps you guys out. This is not an easy... This isn't like a unit tier list where I can just say this one's objectively better because of this. Artifacts are kind of wild because they change oh, god damn it. And Unfading Memories is limited too. So forget Unfading Memories. Yes, our artifacts, how good they are, change with the units they go on, and every new unit that comes out makes old artifacts even better. Look how crappy Saria's artifact was until Polly's changes came through, and now suddenly Polly looks pretty good on that artifact. Look how bad Song of Stars looked until, you know, the target changes came through, and suddenly it looks like a really good artifact. So yeah. Let me know if you have any questions on it. Drop them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer. Like and subscribe, and don't let anybody tell you one artifact is better than the one that you know your account needs. You know your account better than anybody, myself included. Do what's right for yourself. Take care, Epic 7. Poly didn't get changes, but warfare rules changed Rangers big time. Poly gets stealth, 50% damage reduction to AoE attacks, and Ranger rules give her another 40% damage mitigation. I don't know if it's additive or multiplicative, but basically it means you can't kill Poly. So Poly, if somebody picks Poly into that warfare rule, you better ban her or she will just stay alive. How do you freaking kill that? A couple that with Saria's artifact or with Song of Stars and get fucked. Again, only impacts people champ and above an RTA though. Yeah, it's either 70% or 90% damage reduction. And yeah, 70% damage reduction. That's basically Lady of the Scales level damage reduction. You get a barrier on that girl, you're probably never ever even breaking the barrier. So good luck taking her out of stealth. Yeah, C Poly got a very big indirect buff, guys. Oh, god damn it. Wall of Order's limited too. Okay, you can't get Wall of Order either. Poof. What happens when I do it off the cuff without sitting down and thinking about it. Sorry, limited artifact, can't get Wall of Order. .250 speed, bulk monster, poly tank in the world. Yeah, can you do like 250 on prot set? How sick would that be? Ooh. Doobie doo. Where is fucking hell? Right at the top. Guys, can you imagine? Can you imagine? How do you kill this? I'd want to get her defense up because defense reduces incoming damage too. There you go. There you go. Because defense reduces damage and most penetration skills are single target. Oh my god. Oh, that's diabolical. And look, it's not taking gear off anybody that I care about. It's taking gear off A-Lots, but other than A-Lots, not anybody I even care about. And I can change A-Lots' piece. Oh man, you guys are giving me dark thoughts. Dark thoughts. But remember, this only works if you're champ or higher in RTA, and only if you get the 1 out of 4 Ranger Warfare rule, and only if your opponent doesn't see Ranger Warfare rule pop up and go, yep, pre-banning Poly, which I think is going to happen. So maybe before you go moving gear around, let's see how this pans out. But if you wanna go and F with people the day the Warfare rules go live, go have fun with it. I love tech picks like this. Can you fit immunity into that so she can't be witched? Probably. Probably pull it in there. Yeah. High defense, high HP, high speed. A little bit of effectiveness. Put her on Song of Stars. Put her on Song of Stars, and that way she doesn't accidentally stealth the only other unit on the team and become visible. Because you get down to it's just her and one DPS unit. You want to be forced to hit the DPS unit while she's sitting there dual attacking. Plus, Song of Stars will let her apply target, and then she'll drag the unit with them into the targeted ally, and she'll penetrate their evasion and kill them with extra damage. Try more defense, less HP. Because remember, defense reduces damage, so defense is the friend of barriers. This will give her a bigger barrier, but defense reduces the incoming damage, and almost nobody has AoE pen, so nobody can pen her, so defense is high value on her. But yeah, this is pretty sick too. I do think you'll want some effectiveness, though. All right, guys. Enough developing our own war crimes. I'm going to, well, some people have AoE pen, but very few do. Pen is predominantly a single target skill, but a few people do have AoE pen. And AoE pen will still get absolutely throttled by the fact that she's going to have like 70 to 90% damage mitigation. While the event is gone, do you know if any of the builds used in Orbis Gladiatorium were good? Honestly, I don't remember. It was so long ago. Some of them were fun. I just remembered enjoying that content, thinking this is a really good primer to teach people the game.
Tristen were popping off in CBC and raid. Just the amount of everyone contributed. Insane.
Awesome. I'll be over there in a minute, guys. I'll contribute to, I promise. F is doable. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. You really willing to strip your witch, though? You think Horizon Hecate will be picked more with Diene coming out? Likely. Missed anything else? She is trauma-filled and scared, 100% facing depression. Yeah, I mean, everything from Chapter 5, the art, the story, the look, the expressions on the units' faces, definitely the CZN art team contributed to some of the art in E7. They're definitely inspiring each other at very least, right? Yeah, I'm having trouble believing this is one of your builds, dude, with only 8 effect resistance. It doesn't feel right. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I got some videos to put together. I will see you tonight for the podcast tonight, post-maintenance podcast, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Come hang out with us then. In the meantime, I will find somebody nice to raid you guys off to who is streaming Epic 7 right now. Okay, everybody. He's got CPP aggro time in the description of this video. Ask him how he feels about that. Show him some of your CPP. See what Higa thinks about it. This guy's forgotten more about RTA than most of us will ever know. So if he thinks it's a disgusting idea, then maybe it's got legs. I'll catch you guys later tonight. Have a good one. Be good. Or at least be good at it. Catch you guys later.
But that's in a while, right? Because we don't have the set yet.